Week 3 of the NFL starts tonight. It is the Miami Dolphins versus Superman, Josh Allen. Just take that 17 off and put that big OS. Superman, the defending MVP of the National Football League and the best player in the National Football League. That is, without a doubt, Josh Allen. How you doing, baby? The number one Superman in all of the National Football League starts tonight. Week 3 of the NFL, baby. How you doing, man? Holy cow, we got great college football. It is a validation game this weekend for the Philadelphia Eagles as they will take on those Los Angeles Rams. Will Big Sills this week be pulling for the Rams or the Eagles this week to win that football game? Who will I be picking? Eagles or Rams? Today and tomorrow, we will let you know where we will be going. So by the time we get to the pregame show, you will know. Sills, who gets fired first? The incompetent coach in New York or Mr. Hello Kitty, Mike McDaniel tonight? My money's on Mike McDaniel because he has, well, the worst owner in all of pro football has to be Woody Johnson. Okay? Has to be Woody Johnson. Superman, able to leap tall stadiums in a single bound, bigger than a locomotive. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Super Allen, the best quarterback in pro football. Josh Allen. Holy cow. Oh, and by the way, who posted that obnoxious thing prior to the show? By the way, do me a favor. Please hit the like button, super chats. As you see here, like Kyle, all go to the top. Well, so I saw something posted prior to me coming on the air here. And he said that Nick Sirianni owns Sean McVay. Here's the difference, my friends. Sean McVay has a job. He is a play-calling head coach. Do you know what Nick is? Nick's a babysitter, a doorman, a librarian. That's what he is. They got two different jobs. One guy's a football coach. The other guy is a bookworm. There's two different guys here. Okay? There's two different dudes. Two different job descriptions. One's a coach. The other guy's a babysitter. Plain and simple. Get this. Is Nick a great coach? Here's a question for you on Nick Sirianni out of the gate. All kidding aside, is Nick Sirianni a product of the environment, or has Nick Sirianni added to the environment as a head coach? Funny, a year ago you wanted his ass fired. 2023 you wanted his ass fired. So is he a product of the environment that he's in, like George Seifert was in San Francisco? Here's a better question for you. Do you think the Eagles would be winning games with or without Nick? They'd be winning, in my opinion, with or without Nick. They got great talent because Nick doesn't really hire those assistants. They'd be winning football games if Nick's there or not. The question would be, would that coach get in the way? Now, what makes Nick Sirianni a great head coach? He knows how to kiss the best ass. And in today's NFL, with the analytics department being the way it is, you've got to kiss ass. Hey, you know why? Do you know why Bill Belichick is not coaching? Because he can't kiss ass. Bill doesn't have a job because he doesn't kiss ass. That's why he's not working. Okay. Hey, Bill, congratulations. You don't want to kiss ass to the analytics department, the general manager, or the owner. So you don't have a job. Okay. That's why the guy's not in the NFL any longer. He's coaching college football. So Bill made a point not getting a job. I'm not going to kiss anyone's ass. Nick does. It's all good. I completely agree with you, Sean. It's culture. It's not Nick. He didn't add anything to the table. They tell him what to do. I don't know who posted that in here. He owns Sean McVay. No, he doesn't own Sean McVay has a job. That's called being a play caller. Belichick isn't coaching because he started losing. No, he didn't. He doesn't have a job because the personnel in the building is not the same. Bill Belichick is not any different of a coach from the first year he was coaching to where he is now. What a fucking terrible take. When you don't have good talent in the building, you're not going to win. I don't give a shit who you are. So this guy thinks that Bill Belichick is any lesser of a coach today because Bill Belichick is losing more. Bill Belichick didn't have the talent he had. And for the record, Slagger, how long do you want a dynasty to go? You've never owned one. He went 20 years in New England, the longest dynasty in pro football history. Did you think it was going to go for fucking ever? Most dynasties in the NFL go 5 years. They don't go forever. This guy thought that Belichick was going to win what? Hey, guess what? Chuck Noll ran out of gas. Tom Landry ran out of gas. Why? Talent. Did Belichick win when Brady left? He drafted him. Tom Brady told you the other day, Slagger, he wouldn't be the player he was because of Bill Belichick. I didn't say it. Brady said it. Stupid take. You have no knowledge of that. Especially when the quarterback tells you 3 days ago. Belichick made him the player he was. Get this. Bill drafted all the players, dummy. Absolutely, he drafted them. And he also found the free agents like Amendola, Edelman, Brady, every one of them that won 6 Super Bowls. Dummy. Drafted every one of them. You're damn right. Gee, senor. He only went 19 years. Wow. You've never gone past 3. Give me a break. Make it sound like you've had a coach with a dynasty. Andy Reid was the ultimate failure dynasty. Almost. Andy in Philadelphia was Mr. Almost. Belichick won Super Bowls. What the shit you on today? I'm not sure what you're talking about. You mean winning? I'm talking about winning championships. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't sound very confident. I don't have to sound it. 6 Super Bowls. Good night. Good night. Sound confident. Super Bowls. End of story, dude. Thanks, James. Appreciate you, bro. All good. The way McVay handled the golf situation, Nick would never do that to Jalen. Okay. He won a Super Bowl. Are you under the impression you have to kiss players' asses? Andres. So here. Hey, Jared, I got to tell you, I'm really sorry, but hey, man, you know what? We're going to go in a different direction and get Matt Stafford in here so we can win a Super Bowl. Is that what you wanted him to say? You got the wrong league, dude. Yeah, the way he treated Jared Goff, you mean the way he won a Super Bowl with he thought Jared Goff couldn't win him a Super Bowl. He was right. He got Stafford and they won. What are you talking about, actually? I'm not sure. Did you expect the Eagles to lean on RPOs and quick reads to neutralize the Rams' pass rush, or Will they test LA secondary with more vertical shots? Their cornerbacks are terrible. If you can't get your passing game going, then you never will. You haven't got your passing game going on a consistent basis. Listen, consistent basis in almost 2 years. 2 years. You haven't got that going, okay? Okay, well, get this. Let's talk Sirianni. Okay, so wait a minute here. Sirianni owning McVay. I'll tell you what, dude. Nobody on the planet would hire Nick Sirianni over Sean McVay. Nobody. He's not even the most important coach in your coaching staff. How could you sit there and say that Sirianni is a better coach than McVay when he's not even the most important coaching staff, coach on his own coaching staff? How can you say that? He's the most replaceable guy in the building. You're not getting rid of Vic, and you're not getting rid of Stoutland. You'd get rid of Sirianni before you get rid of him. Owns him. He's a great coach. Yet I keep my O-line and my coordinator on defense. I'd keep him over that guy. We'll see. It's just because the passing game is non-existent. Actually, you're the second worst passing attack in pro football. How long before coaches figure it out and the winning stops? We already see teams adjusting to the run. Not only adjusting to the run. Let me show you something, Josh. What has been the most significant thing that you have seen in the first 2 games against your Philadelphia Eagles? What do you think has been the most important thing? Let's do this, Josh. Let's go here. What was the thing, Josh? I'll talk to you, Josh. What happened in the Super Bowl? What player was stopped in the Super Bowl? What player was stopped? Saquon Barkley, right? Okay. So, what 2 players have been added to that being stopped in the first 2 games? Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. So coordinators this year have stopped Barkley, Devontae, and A.J. heading into game 3. Is that correct? How many people believe that in the first 8 quarters? Again, it's a liar's month. Let's wait till we see middle of October. Do we not agree? In 8 quarters in 2025, 3 players have been stopped so far. Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith. Right? It's the only reason you're 2-0. Okay? Listen, if you don't want me to stop bringing up 2023, you stop bringing it up. Okay. 80% correct, he says. What's A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Saquon haven't been stopped? What's the other 20% that you're saying is not true? Can Stafford read the Eagles secondary and use play action to exploit coverage mismatches and control the Rams' offensive pace? Leon, pressure is going to be essential in this ballgame. Getting to Matthew Stafford will be a big issue. And the Eagles have been terrible at pass rush pressure. I believe they've got 1 sack. Now, the Rams' offensive line, I am still suspect that that's an elite group. I don't believe they are. Sills, how has Barkley been stopped? 2 of the last 3 games you referenced that he's been stopped. We're against a defense that hasn't given up 100 yards rushing in 2 to 3 years. Barkley has not. You think Saquon Barkley being held to 70 yards average as a rushing? Do you think Saquon Barkley hasn't been stopped when he's averaging 3.7 yards a game? A year ago, he was a 5.8 clip. Steven, I don't agree with you. You're watching a different ball game. Stop. They haven't even tried to go to them. Okay. So why would you stop going to a running back who had 2,700 yards a year ago? Bro, stop talking about last year. It's over with. Have the Eagles ever had a quarterback that can read a defense? In the last 20 years? Probably McNabb. This is true. Barkley has done well in the red zone, third down offense. Okay? Where the league, yes, that's Jalen Hurts, though. That's not Saquon Barkley. Dude, Barkley is not having any explosion plays, except for that 13-yard rush that he got against Kansas City. It was a great play, and it was a pretty good block by Steen, actually, in the ball game. Hurts is winning the game, dude. Not anybody else on that team. The Eagles in the past have been the bane of existence for LA. The bane of existence, got it, for LA, formerly St. Louis. Nick does have a 3-0 record against McVay. And if you want to go there, you're right. In the last 2 years, Bowles is 2-0 versus Nick. If you really want to start going down the line there, and Jonathan Gannon's got a winning record versus Nick. I guess so. Sure. Okay. Jonathan Gannon's got a winning record. I'm not talking Belichick. Barkley's heating up, and the defense is ahead of schedule. Dog. So wait a minute. Vic Fangio told you yesterday it's a week-to-week league, and you think the defense is ahead of schedule. Well, hang in there. Hang in there, dude. People think Hurts is saving us on these scrambles. I think he is. When in reality, he's only running because the open targets he doesn't see in time. There's some truth to this. There's absolutely some truth to it. I think they're better than what I thought. Rams can't stop the run. Neither can you. You're 17th. Sills is such a hypocrite with his takes. That's why the chat doesn't believe it. Everything I've said so far has been true. Get this. See what he says here? And he flip-flops every week. So does Vic Fangio. Okay, I'd rather sound like Vic than you. It's a week-to-week league. Did you not hear him say that? I'd rather sound like Vic than you, dude. I know Vic knows football. I know you don't. Right now, we are winning off of Jalen's improvisation and the turnovers and drop balls. Not exactly a winning strategy. Improvising, absolutely. Listen, right now we are winning off Jalen improvising turnovers and drop balls, and not exactly a winning strategy. Jalen Hurts has done a great job at protecting the football. Absolutely true. No doubt about it. Okay? Get this. Words are hard. Football's not for Big Sills. Get this. Really? What if we flip-flopped on? Bruce, since you said it. On what? So far in 2025, what have we flip-flopped on? I'm going to wait here for this one. I want to hear it. If you're going to use that term, tell me. Flip-flopped on the defense? I haven't come to any conclusions yet on how good they are. On what? I'm waiting. Okay? On being all pro? Well, let's hang in there. Here, help me out. Flip-flopped on what? Can you say it? I'm waiting. I did. That's why there's no. It's a liar's month. I did say that. Tell me what I flip-flopped on. I'm waiting. If you're going to say that, on what? On what? On what? On what? On what? On what? If you're going to make the comment, on what? Flip-flopped on Jalen. Why? Because I said Hurts is the only thing carrying your football team? That's flip-flopping? That's pretty fucking weak, dude. On what? Tell me on what? On what? In 8 quarters, what have I flip-flopped on? On what? Bucks own Eagles. What is that? All of that is true. The Bucks own the. That's not fucking flip-flopping. They confuse assessing what you see in real time and adapting as flip-flopping. They're used to lying to themselves. That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. That's totally it. I'm telling you what I'm watching and seeing in a football team in 8 quarters. At least I have a fucking opinion. Yeah, that's it. Burner account, dude. That's what I have. I sit around and I do 8 hours of broadcasting a day, and I sit around and dick with you on a fucking burner account. Yeah, right. That's what I do. You kidding me, guy? The other time I'm drinking Coronas. The other time I'm doing 8 hours of broadcasting. Whatever, dude. Seals, you didn't realize that. I'm not sure what you're talking about. This guy comes out and makes a comment. He can't even fucking land on anything because it's only been 8 quarters of football. Holy cow. Hey, Rich, if you're going to have an opinion, make sure you come in here with something that's strong and you can land on something. Don't come in here with no runway. Or you know what you can be? You could sit around all fucking day long and sit here and send our algorithm for us and help us out a little bit. Dude, no. Abe, it's fun. This is fun to me. Calling people out. Get this. That's not flip-flopping, guy. Okay? Think you scared him? Yeah, because he came in here with some bullshit comment and he couldn't land on anything. Typical. Listen to 2% of what we say every freaking day. Get this here. Here's another one. Bro, you've been a Hurts hater from day one. Now he's Superman. I didn't say he's fucking Superman. You got the worst passing offense in pro football. I said you're winning games because of his legs, and he looked like 2022. I've been very consistent on this. You give me 2022 Hurts, you got a special player. You give me anything else than that, you got an average guy from the pocket. End of story. Nothing's deviated. Nothing has changed from that dynamic. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Zero. He is missing open passes. He can't throw across the middle. He's not very good in the screen game. He is winning football games because of his wheels. Jalen Hurts, correct, was elite in 2022. Since then, he has not been an elite quarterback. Wait, he has not been elite from the pocket. He's elite how he sees the game. I told you, by the way, let me ask you something. Speaking of this flip-flop thing, is it fair to say that quarterbacks, ask yourself this. Where's my guy, Abe? Abe, are you in here, Abe? Abe, are you in here? I'm going to ask you something, Abe. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Where's my guy, Abe? Okay, Abe. Is it possible for Jalen Hurts early in his career to get better every year he plays? Is it possible for a guy to improve seeing the game every year? Is it true that a guy can get better as a starting quarterback? Right? Well, doesn't that change how you cover him? Or is that flip-flopping? He got better at setting protections. He got better at reading defenses. He got better at throwing to targets. He got better at handling himself in the pocket. If you constitute that as flip-flopping when a player gets better or worse at that, you don't really watch the game very well and you don't understand the game. If a player starts evolving into being a good player and he starts getting better year after year, and you've changed that narrative from that guy early in his career to where he is now, do you call that flip-flopping or do you call that a guy evolving into the position? I'm curious on how you see that. That's not flip-flopping. That's called evolving. The player's evolving into being a better quarterback and seeing the game better. You put a limit on him? Get this one. I want to show you something, guys. No, but you put a limit on him, Dan. So do the Eagles. I heard Xander come out this morning and say the straitjacket's back on. If the organization is putting a straitjacket on him, according to Xander, and I agree, the organization puts limits on him, on how they're going to have him go win games. Let me ask you something here. Do you think the Eagles have put limits on him and how he is going to play the position? Yes or no? Do you? Do you think they've put limitations on him? Okay. Yes. Okay. So that guy just said that I put limitations on Jalen Hurts. That's the best comment. What is that guy's name? Intern Sirianni. So Intern Sirianni just answers his own question by saying, Sills, you put limitations on him. Thank you. You validated what I am seeing. I think the organization's putting limitations on him too. Well, we're seeing the same thing. Intern, you answered your own comment. Dan, you put limitations on him. You just said the organization's putting limitations on him. Well, that's what we're all three seeing. How is that anything else but giving you a fair analysis of where the quarterback is? Right. You answered your own comment. Dan, you put limitations on him. Okay, get it. You put limitations on him. The organization puts limitations on him. You believe he's in a straitjacket. Okay? Because he comes off script. And he's better than the play. Jalen Hurts is better than the play caller. Because of his brains and how good he sees the game. I got to get us a first down. And that's off script. Jalen is excellent at off script. And that's what is moving the chains. Right? Nick Sirianni and the Eagles are afraid of negatives when it comes to throwing over the middle of the field or a deep pass. They're afraid. I don't blame them. Here, let me say this to you guys. I think they're giving you Brady ball. What am I talking about here when I say they're giving you Brady ball? This is Jalen Hurts' version of Brady ball. Do you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that? This is why you're never going to have a superstar passing attack. Okay? You've got great players. Hey, ask yourself this. You've got great players in a Mickey Mouse and a high school offense. What do you think that's going to produce? Hurts 2024 from the pocket, 74% completion. Second, yes, and 29th in passing. 29th in passing. 29th this year, you're 31st. They threw the ball 300 times last year. 300 times. There were 18 quarterbacks who had 300 or more completions. Dude, you are taking numbers and trying to make your passing game sound like it's good. You threw the ball 300 times. This is correct. It's a high school offense with great talent that's limited. And get this, don't expect any high-powered offense when you run a high school offense. How are you going to expect explosion plays when you don't even attempt explosion plays? Exactly. And the reason you won is because you were number 2 in rushing. You're not now. I could see why they did try in the past and it didn't work, but maybe it could be time to take a chance on it underdog. Listen, why? I don't think a team can stop the way you're winning. I don't believe it. I wouldn't stop it. Dude, do you know how tough and physical the Eagles are right now? You know what they're doing to you? If you're an opposing football team, they're doing this. We're going to run a ball right here. We're going to run the same play 5 times, 7 times in a row. We're going to run this play here. We're going to do this, and you can't do shit about it. That's the ultimate football right there. I'm going to tell you where I'm going. I'm going to do it 5 times in a row, and there ain't shit you can do about it. Dude, how in the world can somebody call somebody an elite passer when you are at the bottom of the league in passing? So you're trying to tell me Nick Foles in a Super Bowl was an elite quarterback? Yeah, Nick in that Super Bowl was elite. That don't make him an elite passer. Hey, listen, Nick Foles had a better Super Bowl than Hurts did. By far. I wouldn't call Nick Foles elite. Would you? Nick Foles had a better Super Bowl performance. How many people believe that? That Nick had a better Super Bowl performance than Jalen Hurts did in the win? How many people believe that? That Nick had a better, that he had a better. Get this. He says that Hurts was better in the Super Bowl than Nick Foles. And get this. You'll be okay? That's funny. Of course you don't. I wonder why. Nick is a saint too. I got it. Right? Wait a minute. So Nick Foles must be elite because he won a Super Bowl. Hey, Kimberly, Nick Foles, he's an elite quarterback because he won the Super Bowl, right? You can have a great game. They were both great. Hurts made plays with his legs. Foles was I'm not dissecting anything. Who had a better game? Yes or no, dog? What are you, at a science lab here? Who had a better game? We're at a bar here. Pick one. Have some nuts. Hurts been to 2 Super Bowls. I asked you who had a fucking better Super Bowl performance, Nick Foles or Jalen Hurts. I'm not asking you who's better. Try to stay on pace with me here, man. Passing for the Eagles is like a fire extinguisher. Break glass in case of emergency, then use it. All right, let me get to Jalen here and what I saw with that press conference that he did. Let me give you my takeaway. By the way, today, my good friend Ice Cube, we're going to have a little fun with him. That'll be at 5:30. Xander will join us at 3:30. So let me go to this. There we go. Jalen Hurts. His press conference. What was my takeaway? First thing was this. They're not on the same page. You can hear it in his comments. They're not on the same page. All right? They're not on the same page, which means he's talking to the coordinator. Kevin Petula and him are not working in sequence. Flow, he calls it. Situational play calling. Jalen Hurts validated everything I said, what's going on with the play caller, in 8 quarters. We don't have a flow right now. Why is that? Because you got a fucking training wheels OC. Why? Why? No one will answer that. Hurts told you in a coded way, we're not on the same page. We don't have a flow right now. He's talking about situational play calling. Right, Abe. Play calling has no flow. That's Kevin Petullo and Jalen communicating. It is both of them. Why pay so much money to the offense, especially the receivers, when there's no game plan for rhythm? Some of that money can go to the defense. I think they'll make that decision in the offseason. Okay? Get this. Once again, let's go to this guy here because he's usually got horrific home takes. Training wheels all over our division rival. Then AFC champs. He'll have to run that through the Dakota room. Not sure what you mean. I don't think yet. Hurts told you in that presser there's no flow. Communication has to be better. Well, who's he talking to? Or who's he talking about? If Nick's not the play caller, who's he talking about? By the way, do you consider Jalen Hurts to be very accomplished? I do. Why would you give him less than accomplished offensive coordinator? It is a bizarre deal. Why the rookie OC again? I'm sure Howie just wants that control. Probably a direct line to Lori. Can I make a suggestion? This is a suggestion, guys. And you tell me if I'm off base. Doesn't hiring rookie offensive coordinators and inexperienced offensive coordinators give Howie Roseman, the owner, Nick, the analytics people, more importantly, the analytics people, doesn't it give them more control of direction of the offense? something Doug Peterson fought on. And that's why you get these swings and pendulums when you have all these different coordinators coming in for Jalen. Confusion leads to what? If you could divide the room, you have more control of the room. Remember what they say? Conquer and divide. You conquer by dividing. And by the way, to their credit, they win. So they divide the room with all these coordinators, which gives them control over Hurts and the direction of the team and the personnel. Don't you agree? Now, again, that's a theory of mine on why they can control the offense. When I heard Nick a couple years ago, or even this year I heard him, I sit down with the game plan with Howie Roseman. What in the fuck does Howie Roseman have anything to do with the game plan of the way the Eagles are going to attack a team on Sunday? Why would I ever in the world want a general manager to tell me his insights on what direction we're going to go in and how we're going to win football games? What in the possible thing would he fucking know? Stick to personnel and contracts, guy. This is why you had that Desai and the Brian Johnson and this bullshit here. Right? I mean, what other reason? Hey, tell me this. Tell me this. What other reason why would you hire an inexperienced coordinator for Jalen Hurts and that $200 million offense? Why? And I'll listen to you guys. Super Bowl hangover. Okay, maybe a little. I don't really buy that bullshit. It's a different team. I just want to know why you would hire a guy that's not done anything before. Shit, at least when you hired Kellen Moore, he had been fired twice. He had some experience as a coordinator and play caller. What in the world would you hire a guy who has no... Jalen said it. By the way, Jalen was great in that press conference. I'll get to the good on him. Tell you what, I have no problems with Jalen Hurts right now. 8 quarters of play, I have not one problem with him. As a matter of fact, I think he's conducted himself like a true professional. I have no problems with him. None. Zero. Not a problem. He's winning games. He's improvising. He's winning football games with his wheels. I mean, he's beating teams with 100 yards. That's seeing the game and winning the game. I mean, guy's great doing that right now. I don't think that's sustainable. However, I have no problems with him. Get this. See this guy right here? The Cowboys are playing A-plus football, and they're 1-1. They're playing as good a football as they can, right? Whatever this guy's saying is stupid. But you see this guy here? Texas Turd. You see this guy? Texas Turd is playing as good a football as they possibly can. The Eagles are playing C- ball and winning, and they're 2-0. And they beat his team. That's the difference between Texas Turd's Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. They're playing C- ball. I'll give it C+ because of the defense. And Texas Turd's Cowboys are playing as good as they can get. That lies the difference. Eagle fans are pissed off at 2-0. Texas Turd is excited about 1-1. Okay, I mean, you can't. There's the difference. And for the record, too, Texas Turd, you should be in a chat room. Not that I don't want you here, because I think you're wonderful being in here, because I give you the onions and the stundines to have the Sacagawea to come in here and be in here. So Texas Turd, I give you a lot of love. But you'd have a better chance of being in a room to have more push with the Jets, Carolina Panthers. That's who you are right now. If I'm going to compare you to a team like the New York Giants, the Jets, the Carolina Panthers. You're better than the Tennessee Titans, I think. And the Dallas Cowboys. It's all good, Texas Turd. I'm not really reading anything you're saying. I just appreciate you being in here. So thank you, Texas Turd. I mean, you really should be in a room with the Jet guys, because then you could stand in a forest, in a little tree forest, and you could be the little tree or the bigger little tree, and you guys could sit around talking about how big the big trees are and one day growing up to be a big tree like the Eagles. Okay, Texas Turd? Yeah, stick with that Jadeveon Clowney thing. I'm sure you'll go a long way. Jadeveon Clowney. The Eagles went like this. Hey, Sills, what do you think about signing Jadeveon Clowney? I thought he was dead. I didn't even know he was alive. Jadeveon Clowney still alive? Okay, sure, I guess. I'm surprised he passed the physical. Crazy. Front office putting the offense in a straitjacket is stupid. I mean, seriously, how long do they think this is going to work? Dean, you got some good takes there, brother. I'm good with you, man. They should have Hurts playing from under center more and get Darius Cooper involved in the offense and jet sweeps, bubble screens, shuttle passes. Should help open up the offense. You're ADW. Everything you just said, they're afraid of. You're making the offensive coordinator sound like he's Sean McVay or Andy Reid. Hey, we should run these jet sweeps, and we should run these middle screens with these guys, and get everybody in different formations, and we can run like wheel routes and all the. That's not what they do. They go like this: Jalen, slant, post, seam, Barkley, off tackle, power eye back, zone blocking. Those are your 7 plays. And you're winning. Until somebody stops the St. Joe's Prep high school offensive coordinator, they're going to continue to do this. All right? Xander's high school offensive coordinator has more of a playbook than the Eagles do. Run right, run left, slants, wheels, and post. Good night. And a W. Until that changes, they're not getting off that. Well, let's run jet sweeps. No. Not running jet sweeps. Jet sweeps, you're making it sound like you have an innovative coordinator here. Even Kellen Moore he had run right, run left. Hey, Saquon, I don't think Kellen Moore did a lot last year except for he did a lot when they needed to have him pass the ball. But Tulu can't do that because he's never been a play caller. Doesn't piss me off. That doesn't piss me off. Dude, winning never pisses me off. My argument with you guys is you're expecting this high-powered offense. It ain't ever happening. It's going to be in spots. Dude, one thing that's been a trend, you don't have consistency since 2022. Jalen Hurts' best year as a football player on himself with his ability and skill set was 3 years ago. 3 years ago was when he was at his best. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. You keep referencing, well, I saw it in 22. Yeah, I know. Haven't seen it since. I know. I saw it in the Super Bowl. That guy, and I saw it in the Cowboy game a little. This year's Cowboy game. Sills, we run the simplest offense since Ernie Davis, former running back Syracuse, when he ran on his way to the Heisman Trophy, 1961. He won the Heisman at Syracuse. Kellen had some mix in the run game, though. Problem is the guard play. Yes, you're right. The offensive line right now. By the way, you don't have the advantage in offensive line versus the Rams. Now, if Fisk is out, that moves that thing to a push. You heard Jackie Slater yesterday saying that's one of the best, if not the best, defensive line in the history of the Rams. I mean, do you understand that's the fearsome foursome? That's Lamar Lundy. That's Merlin Olsen. That's Deacon Jones. That's them dudes. Roger Brown. That's one of the greatest defensive fronts of all time, Rosie Greer. And he's comparing, he goes, this line here, man, these guys run to run you over. Always go routes also. 50 yards down the field on a blitz. That doesn't make sense. I'm not an OC, but it makes sense to adjust that. Unless defense is playing man-to-man like the Chiefs did. Dude, let me throw this at you too. Okay? Roger Brown is one of the greatest defensive linemen that's ever played. Lamar Lundy is also one of the greatest defensive linemen that played on the fearsome foursome. Rosie Greer is a friend of ours, played with my uncle. Deacon Jones, one of the greatest ever to play. Merlin Olsen, 14-time All-Pro. You heard me. 14-time All-Pro. 14. More than any NFL player ever. I mean, there's some of the greatest players of all time. And it was called the fearsome foursome. Lamar Lundy, Roger Brown. Roger Brown should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He just passed away a few years ago. Owned a bunch of restaurants. He played in Detroit next to Alex Karras. And he was just a fabulous football player. HBCU guy. So, by the way, so was Jackie Slater, HBCU. Why question the organization when they've been dominant? That's a good question here. Why question the organization when they've been dominant for years? Maybe the organization knows best for Hurts. Okay. Let's take Twiz's thought process. How many people believe that Jalen Hurts is being developed correctly? And Twiz's question is not a bad one. It all sounds like excuses to me for the quarterback who's a limited. I should have read the rest. It all sounds like excuses to me for the quarterback who's limited as a volume thrower. Yeah, but Twiz, so you're saying, correct me if I'm right here, what you're saying here. You're saying the reason they're limited is because the quarterback's limited. And the formula that they figure out is this. Maybe this is what more teams should do. Maybe the Bills should limit Josh Allen more. They actually did a little bit, right? That's how we won the MVP. So Twiz's opinion, I believe, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Twiz, they're limiting Hurts because that's the formula to win Super Bowls. So that when you hear Xander or me or anybody say they need to open offense up, that's not happening. They're going to die on the vine with this approach. How many people believe with Twiz? Twiz, I don't think you're wrong. They're gonna die on the vine with this way, right? The Eagle offense is not week to week. This is who they are, right? Twiz, you may be onto something here. You may be onto something. I think there's some truth. By the way, Crowley, to the point, they are winning. And to Twiz's point, Sills, don't you think the organization knows what they're doing? The last 8 years, they've been to 3 Super Bowls and won 2. They've collected all this great talent. It's not so much that Hurts needs all the talent around him. It's just that This is how we're going to build the team. And we're going to build it around him, and we're going to put all this great talent together. And they don't really have an elite quarterback from the pocket, but what they have is an elite decision maker. Is that fair? By the way, winning has to play a part of evaluation. And as long as they keep winning, how about this? Is it Jalen? Aren't they playing a little bit of a risk game with Hurts? What happens if they start losing players and Hurts can't deliver? And the players are, this is why they never make a move on offense. Right? This is why they keep the team intact. So if this offense isn't sustainable, you think we can't make the same run we did a year ago? Who is a true threat in the NFC right now? Only Green Bay. I'm not telling you anybody's good right now. I didn't say that. I don't know who Green Bay is. You think I'm giving Green Bay roses right now after 8 quarters? Fuck no. Wrong dude here, man. 8 quarters? You want me to crown the Green Bay Packers? I'm not doing that. Get this. I just saw a guy. It ain't sustainable, bro. You fell apart in 23. There are many threats in the NFC, including the Eagles themselves. Look what they're doing by, again, the way that they high. It's funny. Nobody in here can come up with a rhyme or reason. Okay? Nobody can come up with a rhyme or reason. You see this again? This guy gives me great content because everything he says, I know I'm right. 23 again? Yeah. 23 again. Because why? Same thing. You hired a fucking stupid coordinator then too. Yeah. 23 again? Yeah. You hired an inexperienced coordinator in 23 and you did it again. Yeah. Yeah. You like those 23 turnovers? Fair. He does everything else well. Would love to see him play on time more consistently. That's a great take right there. He doesn't play on time. Seal's wild theory, but could Howie be blamed for inconsistency at OC because Lori and Julian wants to be involved in the play calling? I mean, it's not like Howie is paying the coaches. Abe, I think they want complete control of the organization. And that's why they hired these incompetent coordinators. No, I'll take that back. Inexperienced coordinators. Absolutely. It is about control. Wasn't happen about KP's promotion just because he's Sirianni's good friend. Okay? Burns and Smithers, Lori and Roseman run things here. Coaches and coordinators are disposable. Halloween masks used to be, if things go wrong, I swear it. Hey, underdog, tell me why. Let me hear you. Why did they hire somebody who's never called a play? Just from you. Why would they hire somebody who's never called a play? I love your take, underdog. You're pretty good in here. Why would you do that? Seals, our O-line is not good because Dickerson's injury. Loss of Becton. I just saw Bucks lost both tackles and a guard, Mao. That's correct. They did. They're hurting. Ego? Continuity? What do you mean continuity? Steve says continuity. How do you get continuity out of somebody who's not an experienced coach? as a play caller. How's that continuity? So his problem, the Eagles, is the Eagles are scared of the turnover. I am too. And they want him to use his athleticism and to pass only high percentage plays. Yeah, but that's Brady ball. That's Brady ball right there you're talking. That sounds like Tom Brady football, 101. They're afraid of the turnover, and they want him to make high percentage passes, checkdowns. Yeah. And that's how they're winning. And his wheels. Most guys with 10th in this league won't deal with Howie's meddling and hated Howie castrated Doug P right after the Super Bowl. Yeah, they grabbed more control and they've never given it back. KP's calling Nick's BS. He's calling his offense. It's obvious. Here's Pump. Guys, hit the like button. Please. By the way, my boy Ice Cube is going to be with here at 5:30. And we will talk with Xander at 3:30. Ice Cube, we're going to have some fun with him. That'll be at 5:30. Granted, we won the bowl on the backs of the offensive line and Barkley and the defense. The OC is a revolving door. Come on, Demonators. Nick and Hurts. Who is the blame? Nobody in here could take and tell us why they hired a coordinator that has never called the play. Continuity? That's not continuity. Why? Because he sits at the dinner table? That's the stupidest thing I can ever hear. Well, I'm going to give that guy the job because he's been in the building the longest and he knows the offense. Well, obviously, that doesn't make him a play caller. Your quarterback said it today in the press conference or yesterday in the press conference. We're not on, what is it? We're not in flow. The continuity's not there. Jalen Hurts is telling you there's no continuity and there's no flow. That was Jalen Hurts saying that. I thought he was in the building 4 years. You're contradicting yourselves. You're flip-flopping. Wait a minute. You're contradicting yourselves. Because that's not what the quarterback's saying. We're not on the same page. And it's not a good flow right now. There's no continuity. And you're telling me continuity. That's why they hired him. So that's wrong. Got to be another reason. What's the other reason? Get this. You want to see something dumb? You got a Super Bowl window. You got an opportunity to be and do something which is insane, is go back-to-back and win back-to-back Super Bowls. And here's Steve's take. It would take time to gel as a unit. Why would it take time to gel as a unit? Only guy you lost is Becton. What the fuck are you talking about? Take time to gel? Take time to gel as a unit. Why? You got the same players back. Got the same players back. What are you talking about? Sills, this team would be a fucking dynasty. But they keep ruining shit every year. You know what? It's a great take. Young, do you think this? Howie says this. You know what, man? We may take a step back every other year, but to keep us in the conversation for the next 7 years, we got to do it this way. I think there's something to that. Okay? Hey, folks, now I know I'm right. I totally know I'm right. Why would you hire somebody that has never been involved in play calling? Okay, let's do something here with this buffoon. Let's ask him a question here. So, M. Doofus, why did they hire somebody for a Super Bowl reigning MVP? Why would they hire somebody who has no experience as a play caller? Why? Let's wait and see what he says. You got the floor, dude. You got the floor. I can't actually answer that. And he said, my take was idiotic. And he can't answer the take. Thank you. Oh, wait, he can. Why did I hire somebody who never called a play? Hang on, give him a chance to answer because I want to give him a chance. We're waiting, guy. I know your little stubby fingers here are typing crazy here. Why would you hire a coordinator? Any other OC outside leaves to be a head coach. So what? So you hire an inexperienced coordinator, and the likelihood if he sucks or is average, he'll stay. Because if he's too good, he'll go on to become a head coach somewhere else. Is his take. Okay. You hire unqualified OC because you trust your quarterback. This is an indictment on Jalen. He can't overcome these guys like Patrick and Josh. That's a spectacular take. You limit your quarterback with these shitty, incompetent coordinators that you bring in, and then you confuse the guy by saying, we're not in a flow now, and we don't have continuity right now. But M. Reyes' take is if you hire too qualified of a coordinator, he may leave to become a head coach. Well, in my estimation, covering your football team, whether he's good or not, you're firing him at the end of the year. And like I've made this point, which many of you have fought me on, every year that Jalen Hurts is the starting quarterback in Philadelphia, he will be fired or he will be taken by another team. It doesn't really matter anyway. What that guy just told you is the most asinine thing I've heard on why somebody would not hire a qualified coordinator for the reigning Super Bowl MVP. That is absolutely an ass-bag take. He's afraid they'll leave for another job. Instead of giving that guy the best people around him that you can possibly have. Or there's some other thing. You know why? Okay? Get this. That's how I know I'm right. Folks, he thinks he's right because hiring a more unqualified guy, helps the quarterback because he won't potentially get a job down the line. Oh, man. Boy. Hold on. That's a new one. I hadn't quite heard that one before. If we hire too good a coach for Jalen, he might leave. So let's hire a guy who's never done it. Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm watching down? That take. Patrick and Josh look good regardless of the OCs. You know what, Brian? Wait a minute here. I think Joe Brady's done a great job. I think he's done a great job with Josh Allen. Sirianni wanted control over the offense. That's why he hired Petula. He couldn't get it with Moore. And get this. To M. Reyes' point, they went out of the organization, passed over his buddy twice. They got a guy who was fired twice, but he had experience. The offense brought in Barkley it was kicked into high gear. And after the bye week, you never looked back because the guy knew how to work the talent on the roster into a Super Bowl championship offensive football team, right? His attitude is, well, because the guy was sitting he was sitting next to him at the table, he'll be just as good. What's funny is A.J. Brown agreed with the hire, saying Kevin Patullo has been involved in the offense game plan for 3 years. Now he's not seeing the ball. He lied. He was being a company man. So wait a minute. He agreed with the hire, and now he has less touches and less targets since he's been in Philadelphia. Ask him now how he feels. How do you think he feels now about having Kevin Patullo not get him the ball? As a matter of fact, let's go to that topic. How much longer will A.J. Brown not be a part of the offense? 2 weeks, 8 quarters now, he's not been part of it. It's been the longest span since he's been an Eagle where he's not been part of the offense, barring an injury, right? How much longer? To say Patrick and Johns can overcome OC changes is unfounded. It's true. He's right here. Pat has had Andy his entire career. Josh has only had 2 OCs. Let's see. Ken Dorsey and, well, he had 3. Brian Dable was really his OC. So Brian Dable, Ken Dorsey, and now Joe Brady. If you want to put that, so it's like 3 in a way, because Brian Dable was the offensive coordinator, right? So Lucius, right? It was 3. It was Dable because that's how Dable got the job. He was the offensive coordinator for Sean McDermott, right? So it's been like 3. How do you make Brian Johnson's offense look good? We're in more trouble than people want to admit. Hey, Dean, explain this to me. So Brian Johnson goes up to Washington, and he's got Jaden Daniels, and he had a historic year, and he's the quarterback coach, and he helped design the offense there with Cliff Kingsbury. You really think he's a bad coach? Kingsbury and the Washington Redskins got Johnson off of being fired, and they hired him to be put around the franchise quarterback. What do you think they saw in him? Okay? They didn't think he was a bad coach. Bobo has continuity with Sirianni and Howie's beef stick. Oh, man. Howie's beef stick. Yeah. How do you know it's beef? Hey, I'm not going to go there. I'm not assuming it's beef. I'm going to leave that one alone, or I'll be getting calls from Bob Lang. Okay, yes. I'm going to have to go over to the Italian delicatessen. Oh, my God. Do I have a good... If you want to say beef stick, okay, I guess. Yeah, he's kind of short for beef. Oh, my God. I predict that AJ and Devontae would have under 1,000 yards, and I said it right on your show. Says the Black Pope. How you doing? Hey, I'm not going there. I have this one in Xander's Black Book that Patullo would be replaced as the offensive coordinator, that he's not going to get the job done. That's one of Big Sills' bold predictions, is that Bobo Patullo is not going to be. I thought it'd be a little longer out. I said by week 9, I think. I said by week 9 that he'd be replaced. Is there a veteran OC out there that would be willing to stick around and be Hurts' guy, or do they just want to move up to be a head coach? Hey, what's wrong with that? If you've got a guy in your roster that turns out to be an NFL head coach and he helps you win a Super Bowl, what do you care? Get another guy in. With all that talent, just hire experience. You see, you know what they don't want? Can I tell you? You tell me if you think, hey, you tell me if you think, okay? You tell me if you think this is right. And the reason why they don't want to hire experienced offensive coordinators. You tell me if this is it. They don't want anybody coming in and telling them what to do. Kellen Moore was fired twice. Or you're going to get 2 Vics. This is what they did with Vic the other day. Hold on. Got to watch me here. Ooh! Gonna have a limp for a while. Yeah. Oh. Hang on. I'm gonna be right with you. This is Vic Fangio after he has a meeting with Howie. Okay? You don't want an offensive coordinator coming here and telling you what to do. No, we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do that. No, that's not going to happen. They tell them what to do. Hey, do me a favor. Put that up there. Go ahead, bro. Put Mike's up there if you can. Mike, is there a veteran OC out there that would be willing to stick around like Vic and be Hurts' guy? Or do they all want to move up to be head coaches? Mike, I'll ask you a question. If you're a salesman and you're making 150 grand, all of a sudden your boss comes to you and goes, hey, you know what? I got a job for you. I make 550 grand. Do you want to still stick around being a salesman? Or do you want to make 550 grand? What do you want to do? And run your own ship. Run your own department. Okay? What do you want to do? Wait. It's an easy question. Kellen Moore was just signed for $12 million. He was making 2.5 as a coordinator. I don't know. And he's his head coach. I mean, what would you want to do? I want to be a head coach. It's generational wealth. Right? You're there 3 years. You make yourself $40 million versus making what? $6 million. You tell me what you want to do. Kellen Moore didn't help Jalen passing, and you think it's supposed to work miracles. Correct. He didn't add anything to Jalen Hurts' passing game. But here's where Xander's right. When he was called upon to call plays for Jalen Hurts in the passing game, he had experience at being a play caller with Dak, with Herbert, and knew how to call passing plays. I don't believe this guy does. By the way, anybody answer here? How many more games are you going to have AJ not part of the offense? You got Emmanuel Forbes in this game starting on him. There's no excuses for 150 yards out of him minimum. There's no excuse. A.J. Brown should have 200 yards receiving. No? Now that Rams defensive line is formidable. Right? After they paid Hurts early, drafted pocket quarterbacks. Kim, They've built this offense perfectly for their quarterback that they like. And you know why Jalen Hurts doesn't bitch about the offense? Is because they're asking him to do one thing and one thing only. Hey, guys, do you agree they're asking him to do one thing as a starting quarterback in Philly right now? Don't turn the ball over. And improvise. Two things. Improvise when you have to, and don't turn the ball over. You don't have to throw the ball deep. Our talent is better than everybody else on the. Hey, when the Eagles line up, is their talent on offense better than the talent they're playing on defense? I haven't seen a defensive football team line up on the field where they can say this, that the defense has more talent than the Eagle offense. I've not seen that in 2.5 years. Right? I haven't seen that in 2.5 years. Have you? That's because Nick Sirianni is always putting his garbage-ass offense in the playbook. I'm sick of it. If Petula continues to blow, I would have Gruden on speed dial. No way. John Gruden, an offensive coordinator in Philly? I told you when you're going to get a coordinator in here. Okay? December 1. After Frank Reich gets done with Stanford football, he'll be hired as a consultant to the Eagles. Here's a bold prediction. The first week of December, or in December, I'll say, Frank Reich will be hired as a consultant to the Philadelphia Eagles. Want to bet? We've had Frank on this show 3 times. Once as the head coach of the Colts, twice as the head coach of the Colts, once of the Carolina Panthers, and once as the head coach of the Stanford Cardinal just a couple months ago. And he'll be in here again. Want to bet? Seals, did you watch the All-22? They had AJ going deep for 7 open, but tight end missed their blocks. Okay, so Grant Calcaterra, and I said it yesterday. Okay? Seals, did you watch the All-22? Then why would you call a play with a tight end who can't block? Why? Frank will be calling plays for Howie's old broom closet while Kevin Patillo is still on the sidelines. That's the one thing Frank said. Why? Get this, guys. Wayne, here's the deal. And he said that on this program. Frank said this. Okay? This is what Frank said. Nick was carving out a role for him on the team. He didn't want to be the offensive coordinator. He made it very clear. He has no interest in being the offensive coordinator. They were defining a role for him. He was going to be the assistant head football coach this year until Andrew Luck called and said, would you like to come and help us here at Stanford? You don't have to do anything. I'll do all the recruiting. I'll do all the nil stuff. You don't have to do anything. And Frank said, okay, because of the relationship they had in Indianapolis. Okay? Or he was going to be here. They were going to hire him in February. But Andrew Luck called. Or he would have been involved on the coaching staff. All right? Get this. So, here. Like I said, see, again, Frank was going to accept the job with the Eagles. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Go back and watch the interview. Xander has it on tape. and it's in the archive. When he was at the Stanford Cardinals, he said they were carving a rollout for him. So M. Reyes here, he was being hired, folks. He said it. They were hiring him. He was coming back to Philly. Those are his words. Then he got the Stanford Cardinal job, making $7 million a year. Okay? Let Frank live in peace. The Eagles wanted him. He wanted to come back. The hell are you talking about? Again, out in left field with nothing really to talk about, I guess. Get this. That's not what he said. Dude, they were going to hire him. Ugh, I'm done with that guy, at least for today. Says, you think the head coach of the Dolphins listen, no, because you know why? Frank would stay here like Vic and not become the head coach. He wouldn't leave. There's your fail-safe. Your fail-safe is this. They're waiting for this. Frank Reich is going to be the next offensive coordinator. No, an offensive coach in your coaching staff, and he's going to stay here for the next whatever years until the end of his career. I know this. He said it here no less than 4 months ago. You don't get that anywhere else. That guy was going to be your offensive assistant coach. Okay? Yes, assistant head coach. Jeffrey Lurie wants him back. Howie wants him back. Frank has told me numerous times, just with me and him communicating, and he told you that here. Listen, no. They're happy with Kevin Patullo because they can push him around. I'd rather have fucking Big Dom as OC right now. Everyone wanted him back better than Bobo Patullo. Dude, he could be. Listen, Frank likes Patullo. Frank likes him. Frank's a great coordinator. If you want to question him as a head coach, that's fine. And you have the right to do that. As a coordinator, he developed Phillip Rivers. He worked with Jim Kelly. He's worked with Boomer Esiason. He's worked with numerous quarterbacks around the NFL, and they've had some of their most productive years. Frank had Wentz running the RPO offense. Get this, right. And what was his numbers? Hey, Martin, do me a favor. Frank Reich coaching Carson Wentz in Indianapolis. You want to put his numbers up here so that they can see? And what kind of year he had in Indianapolis? And then you tell me if they've had a quarterback since put up the kind of numbers that Carson Wentz put up. Go ahead. I don't have a problem with that. Put up Wentz's numbers and what he did under Frank Reich. And then you tell me if you think he can coach. Carson Wentz, looked like he did in Philly. Put the numbers up. Seals glazing Frank ain't saying that shit. Seals just saying shit. Guy. He threw for 3,800 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 6 picks that year. And they won 9 ball games. That's true, Sills. They want a puppet to call Julian's analytics. That's why it's Bobo. So here's Jalen Hurts before we bring Xander on. Oh, I have to say this to you about the guy before I bring Xander on in the press conference. I thought Hurts was a leader. That was good shit by him. Hey, I got to make this work. This is me. That's what a good player does. That's what a leader of an offense does. I've got to make it happen. But he did say this. There's no flow right now. There's no continuity. So either this is the truth. Either Bobo Petulo in the building there, who's been there 4 years, how could he not have continuity when he's been in the building that long? You got your own quarterback saying there's not continuity. And then people will go, well, wait, it's only 8 quarters. Well, no, I thought it was 5 years and 8 quarters. Well, which is it, guys? I'm fucking confused. We have no continuity. I love how people just glaze over that. I'm not going to disagree with you here. No, that's not true. As a head coach, sure. As a coordinator, no. So here's Martin. And Frank coached Wentz to this. 35-63, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Jalen's never had a year like that. 22. Gee, that looks like 22 Hurts. Minus the 600 yards. Gee, that looks the same. Was Cliff Kingsbury a long-term OC for Hurts? No way. The reason that Cliff Kingsbury's not an NFL head coach now, the Bidwell still have another year of $9 million they're paying him. Plus the $3 million that they're being paid by Washington for the OC. Cliff Kingsbury's making $12 million a year right now. Why would he leave to take a job with what? The Jets? Why would he take the Jet job? You notice Kingsbury's name wasn't mentioned? Well, because the Bidwell still owe him money. He said, get this, he makes almost as much money as Nick Sirianni as the offensive coordinator in Washington. Why would he leave? To do what? Coach Carolina? When I got Jaden Daniels? Why would I do that? I got a team that went to the NFC title game? Yeah, let me take a shitty job like Tennessee when I'm making $12 million a year in Washington, and I don't have the pressure of being the head coach. Holy shit. You got the quarterback now doing it. Yeah, we don't have continuity. Woo, baby. How you doing? That's what I'm fucking talking about. That is leadership. Hey, Pump said this, though, didn't he? About time Hurts took responsibility. That ain't my words. Damn. How you doing? Now you got, what did I call it? I got it over here. Validation game. The Los Angeles Rams. Without further ado, holy cow, this has been great. Hit that like button, freaks. Ice Cube's going to join us for a little fun. That'll be at 5:30. Let's go to our friend Big Z. Xander Kraus joins us now. Hi.
What up, Big Sills? How you living, brother?
I am living, man. How you
I
feeling?
can see that. I can see that you are living.
Dude, I am in a good place right now, especially when I can hear the quarterback make these comments like, we are not having continuity and we are not in rhythm. And I'm taking accountability myself for this, but dude, the quarterback is even telling you they're not in rhythm. I mean, I don't know. He put most of it on him, but it was kind of a small backhanded slap towards Kevin Petulo, don't you think?
I don't think it was backhanded at all. I thought that was a good show of leadership because he has to. You know what I mean? It's like John said it this morning. Is there's that quote: when you're a quarterback, when we succeed, it's we. When we fail, it's me. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that's part of being a leader. That's part of anything in life where the buck stops with you. So I thought it was good comments from Hurts, but I didn't think it was on Petulo. But what I did take it as is if Jalen Hurts tells you that we can be better or we should be better. And A.J. Brown after the game also said it's fair to talk about that. And Kevin Petulo acknowledges that there's improvement. Why does everybody keep telling me like we shouldn't be talking about it? I mean, Jalen thinks that they got to get better. Kevin Petulo thinks they got to get better. A.J. Brown thinks they want to get better. But M. Reyes doesn't think we got to get better. I don't understand that.
Well, here's why. Because some people think if you get into an argument with somebody, you don't love them. That's what he thinks.
What?
Well, here, like, you get into an argument with your girlfriend or your loved one all the time. That has nothing to do with commitment. That doesn't mean they're not committed to one another on being – dude, when you're in a football team and you have coaches, it's like a marriage, and it's a commitment to one another. Because you don't agree with certain things that are being done, it's okay to argue and not be on the same page. You can have a dispute and still be committed to one another. Unfortunately, some people think this. If you talk shit on somebody, you think that these guys are not going to want to work together. That's not what this is. Everybody right now is trying to get to yes. They're not trying to get to no. They want to get to results. They want to get to winning. The Eagles are playing C+, and I'll say C+ only because of the defense. They're playing C+ ball, and they're 2-0. Simple, man.
Yeah.
Okay, simple. So, I mean, I don't know why it's so. Look, Kevin Patullo has been uninspiring. Hurts has been, in my opinion, he has done whatever he's needed to win football games. Vic has been sensational. The O-line has been underachieving. Barkley is not hurt, okay, but he is, like we said yesterday, New York Giants. And you got a good football team rolling in here. Your takeaways on this Rams team. What do you make of this Rams team?
Good team, man. They got a good team. They got a good passing game. That defensive line is nasty. That defensive front. I think they had 5 sacks last week, if I'm not mistaken. 5 sacks. Now, it was Cam Ward. So, I mean, and he's got no offensive line. He's got no weapon. So, I'm not saying that's going to be the case here, but you do have a defensive line that's coming against an offensive line that hasn't really been clicking in all cylinders. I saw this thing on social media yesterday, and I'm like, it made me think about it. All right. And I want everybody to weigh in here, Sills, and I want all the chat to weigh in as well. And somebody put on Twitter yesterday, I need all Philadelphia Eagles talk show hosts and podcasters and everybody that talks about the team to stop saying we have the number 1 O-line in football, because we haven't had the number 1 O-line in football. And I know we think we do still, but we don't anymore. And I was like, they don't really look like the number 1 O-line in football this year. Now, I think I think they deserve the benefit of the doubt. They've been a really good offensive line for, a long time, but I do think they're not playing as good as we are used to them playing. And that's definitely a factor in why they're not moving the ball as good on, as well on offense as we would hope they would be. So I think that's something to consider as well. And then you got that Rams pass rush, dude. That's a good defense over there. That's a good defense over there. No doubt.
How much is the play calling affecting the O-line play?
Well, potentially some.
Is that Jalen Hurts setting protections?
Could be that. It's tough to know, obviously. I'm only speculating.
Between injuries and setting protections and a new play caller. You think that's part of the things that he was saying today? That's
definitely part of why it's gotten worse. But I think you're mainly looking at a simple explanation for the offensive line. Landon Dickerson is in week 2. He's hurt. He's hurt.
Steen's new. By the way,
Landon Dickerson right now, though, Sills, this is like what an average week 18 looks like for an offensive lineman. And he's got that right now. That's the concern with him. By week 18, most offensive linemen are banged up. All right. They got limps. They got the back hurts, the knees hurt, the ankles hurt, the shoulders hurt, everything hurts. Landon Dickerson's in that.
Looks like he's in week 17 right now.
Exactly. So he's banged up.
Great take.
Cam Jurgens, I think, has taken a small step backwards because of Landon playing lesser and Tyler Steen. Right. And Tyler Steen on the other side. Mailata had a tough week 1, but he bounced back. He had a really good week 2. And then I think Lane is still Lane. I haven't seen much of a regression there. So I think it's the interior. You're looking at good tackles, but the interior of the offensive line, I think, is where you have some weakness right now.
I would make the point that the Cowboys and the Chiefs have played pretty well up front there, and they've won those games in the first 2 games there. So, yeah, to me, the play calling and the quarterback setting pass protections has to be also a part of it. If Jalen Hurts is getting trouble, and I'm going to ask you this question here, how much longer will it be that AJ's a non-factor in the offense?
I don't know. I don't think it can be longer at all. Our star receivers on pace for what? 600 yards this year?
Yeah.
No, it's 2 games. It's 2 games. Pump the brakes, everybody. I know. Everybody's going, oh my God, no, he's not.
You got
Hey,
a
it doesn't
manual
look pretty
Forbes
right
on
now.
you this week.
What's that?
You got a manual Forbes on you this
Yeah,
week.
you better torment him. You should make him retire. AJ Brown should have an iconic AJ game. Remember, was that last year? No, not last year. It might have been 2 years ago when AJ Brown had like 8 straight games of 125 plus yards or something like that. That's what we need. We need to start that streak right now again for AJ Brown, and Emmanuel Forbes is the perfect person to do it on. But I will say this. I know the name pops out because AJ's been picking on Emmanuel Forbes many times. He's not played bad this year. They had a good game last week. Now, they were covering the Titans. It's the Titans. They got a Yeoman Yor.
He was on Nico Collins.
Yeah, well, that's true. But CJ Stroud, anybody want to have that conversation?
Not a good start, obviously, right now.
CJ Stroud, I'll just say, after CJ Stroud's rookie year, a lot of people came out and said, oh, he's a top 5 quarterback. Just give him some time. You got to give these boys some time, man. And CJ Stroud doesn't look like that good anymore. What's that?
He's been in the playoffs 2 years in a row. It's not like he hasn't put his
No, I'm not killing him. I'm not saying he's awful. I'm just saying, he's clearly still going through a major learning curve. And they did him a disservice, as I said this summer, with what they did on the offensive line. They didn't improve that offensive line at all in Houston. They made a whole lot of moves on defense, but they made that offensive line worse. So that's not great for them. But the Rams are good. I mean, you got AJ Brown against Emmanuel Forbes. Who's covering Devontae?
I don't know. I don't think their secondary is very good. I don't think their back end is very good.
They got their safeties are okay.
And their linebackers are a little suspect as well.
Yeah, I like that Cam Kitchens guy. I think who's there, and then they got Cam Curl. I think is their other safety there, who's pretty good, pretty solid. So they got some players, but you should be able to move the ball on this team.
Yeah, man. I don't know how you're not going to have. I mean, now the pass rush could be the issue in this game with that offensive line struggling the way they do. And I'll go back and say this. I heard, so you put that out there and somebody put that out there that the Eagles don't have the best offensive line right now because people keep saying it. I still think they do.
I didn't put it out there. Someone on social media did. I just saw it.
I think they do. They're just not playing like it.
Well, going off of just,
and I think it's circumstance. I think it's circumstantial.
Yeah, right. And that's why I think coming into this game that we can't really use to our advantage that they have the best O-line in football. I mean, coming into this game right now with what we've seen in this year, I'm not talking about last year. All right, this is a new football season. They're not the best O-line in football right now. They're not. So just factoring it into the the calculation of this game, the evaluation of this game. I'm not saying they're the best O-line in football. Certainly not right now. They got some things to prove, I think, before they can earn that claim. So. I think it's all meshed, honestly. I think Saquon not running as free has made everything jam up a little bit more. It's made the offense look a little bit more stagnant. It's made the offensive line probably not be as good. It's all connected and look, this is why the serum to fix it is to just be able to move the ball through the air a little bit. Yeah, I'm not asking you to go and be Joe Burrow. I'm not even asking for 250 yards a game. I'm asking for 200. Can we get 200 yards a game to keep defenses on their heels, open up the running lanes for Saquon Barkley again, and allow the offensive linemen to play downfield and aggressive again, But it's all connected.
You think Jalen's a limited quarterback?
I mean, I think limited is a word that many would use.
I left it open like that for a reason.
It's not the word I would use for him. He's a unique quarterback. He is a quarterback that has a different skill set than the traditional style of quarterback. But, to call him limited would insinuate he does less than other quarterbacks. He does less than other quarterbacks in certain areas, but he does more than other quarterbacks in a lot of other areas as well. Where most running quarterbacks aren't able to pick up first downs like he's able to do that. Like he can make plays outside the pocket and with his legs. He's got, I think, the best mental capacity of any quarterback in the National Football League. And I think that matters for something. So I wouldn't say he's limited. No, I would just say he's different than the average modern quarterback, or really the average quarterback since the NFL, where most players, most times at that spot, people are picking guys on arm talent. and throwing the ball, because that's what a quarterback is. They throw the football, but Jalen doesn't have that exact skill set. And by the way, it's not a knock on him. That's his skill. That's been his skill set for years. It was his skill set in college when he won a national championship. It was his skill set his rookie year. It's his skill set today. It's not a knock on him. It's just he does it a little bit differently, and that's probably why you see a lot of this Eagles offense that looks a lot different than most teams.
Here's why I ask. I mean, I think you're looking at it with the glass half full in a good light. Well, here, let me look at it in a big Sills light. I say he's limited because the playbook says he's limited. They run a limited playbook at him. He has a limited playbook, dude. He doesn't have a playbook where you see design routes, you see gigantic routes, concepts, and you don't have sophisticated offenses around him. They've got a limited playbook around a limited player. Their own playbook tells you he's limited. Now, to the point where you're right, that limited playbook, he accentuates all those limited plays that he has, and he goes off script and does things to win ball games. The more limited, the better he is. The more, would you not agree? The more they tried adding in 23, he had massive turnovers. They took it away and they limited it. He was more effective when they needed him to be. Again, this is not a rip. They're building the offense around his limitations, not around his strengths. They're taking the things. Look, he's never going to be a rhythm quarterback. He's never going to be a pocket guy. He's never going to be a high volume guy. But what he is going to do, with given the opportunities that put them in the position to win, make it limited. Isn't this relying more on his natural skill set? Aren't they relying on more in his skill? They're not relying on his quarterback skills.
I think they've gone too far, though, dude. I really do.
Okay, now that's a different conversation.
Yeah, I think they've gone way too far. I don't think
they're not developing him.
Yeah, they it's almost like they've stopped even trying to develop him, stopped trying to advance, stopped trying to push the offense, and instead of building, you would think you have 10 of 11 offensive starters. Like you would think, all right, that's laying building blocks each year. Third or fourth year now with AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith together. But fourth straight year with Dallas Goedert. All these guys, you would think that continuity would be building blocks where you get a little bit better each year. It almost feels like they're stripping it down on offensively, where they're just doing less and less and less and less, and now it's literally become, okay, just don't turn it over.
I asked you this question last year at week 4, and I hope you remember. I said, do you think that Saquon Barkley has made the organization reevaluate how they're going to approach winning ball games? Do you think that they've fallen too much in love with Barkley and the run game, to your point, where that they have now sacrificed the development of this player? Because I heard Sean McVay talking about the Eagle offense. He wasn't mentioning Jalen Hurts. He said the most explosive player in the game right now, in his opinion, is the guy in Philadelphia. Everybody was expecting him to say Hurts. He said Barkley. He said that guy is just an explosion player. He is an impact high player. When asked about the quarterback, Sean McVay went like this. Guy knows how to win. He puts his team in a position to win. Sounded like more like a game manager in what he was talking about.
That's what Hurts is right now.
Okay. But
I don't get this. Is what I don't get.
My question is, do you think they've fallen too much in love with Saquon?
Well, I do, and we've talked about that. But this is this is another gripe I have with a lot of the great people that are listening right now, and I love each and every one of you guys. But you can't get mad at Sills for calling him a game manager when you guys are saying all you care about is winning. That's what they've reduced him to. All right, if you love Jalen Hurts, that's fine. I'm good with it. You're right. We're winning, but that is what they're asking of him. Just be. They're not even really asking him to be a game manager. They're almost asking less of that now. They're not even throwing the ball deep. They're not even giving chances, yet. Now it's only week 2, so I think they're going to be a lot of opportunities now moving forward. I mean, it seems like they do want to correct it. It's not like they're like, yeah, this is what we want to do. They think they could be better. They said, every one of them said it this week.
They want to improve on what?
Jalen Hurts, you said Jalen Hurts took accountability. What do you take accountability for if there's nothing to take accountability for?
The passing game.
So they want to get better.
But last year they didn't need the passing game. What we're going? I mean,
nah, dude, it's connect.
I think they're talking out of both sides of their mouths when they say that stuff.
Last year, though, when they did throw
You've
the ball,
won 19 of 20 fucking ball games. I mean, better on what?
Dude, we squeaked by the Chiefs.
Okay. Well, welcome to the NFL. It's a 3-point lead.
But do you honestly believe that? Like it's what everybody says. Yeah, you're right. Any given Sunday, and I'm not disrespecting the opponents, but this team with this offense, Sills, there are people listening to this show right now that have been Eagles fans for 60 years. There's never been a roster even fucking close to this
that I can remember covering.
Dude, there's never been a roster like this.
No.
And like we've all we're lessening our expectations because we're squeaking by the Chiefs and the Cowboys. I mean, I just watched Russell Wilson throw for 450 on the Cowboys. Like, really? We got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and we would do what? A third of that? A fourth of that? And like we're all just like, okay, 2-0. Like, no, I think we should have higher expectations for this team, and that's okay to have. You know, I don't think it's a bad thing to say, hey, we're winning. It's a good thing we're winning. But I want to see a more aggressive offense. I want to see a team that pushes. That I want to see a team that utilizes the weapons in their offense. I want to see a team that relies on A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert. Like, I don't think that's crazy to say, you know? Now, some people will say, who cares? All they do is win. And all right, that's fine. But, you know, you're skating on thin ice. So hopefully they can continue to get there and win every game. But
your margin of error your margin of error is down to like paper thin stuff now.
Well, that's what I mean. You relied on CeeDee Lamb drops and a Travis Kelce drop in your first two games. Meanwhile, I'm of the impression that we could have been winning that game. We could have been up by 2 touchdowns in that game. Forget having to forget needing little balls to bounce your way. Forget that bullshit. We should have beat the brakes off both of those teams. And again, I know it's the NFL. You're not going to do that every week. But I'm saying that should be the aspiration, that you're trying to click on all cylinders, not that you're trying to reduce into the bare minimum necessary to win football games. Does anybody in their life, in anything they do, desire for the bare minimum?
No.
Let alone professional athletes who are at the pinnacle of their craft?
That's why we asked the question.
Come on, man. Nobody wants to get to the bare minimum. Anybody that wants to get to the bare minimum that you work with, run the other direction because they're a toxic person. You don't want to be around that type of mindset.
That's why we asked the question about it. Have you guys lived up to the expectation of the talent on the team? I don't think you even did a year ago when you were Super Bowl champions. So to that end, you think this team is more of a 2-0 team, or do you think this team is more of an 0-2 team?
Nah, they're not an 0-2 team.
Well, you just said they were 3 jobs away from being 0-2.
Well, yeah, but they still won the football game, and you know, and that's where I will come back to.
This is the 10-1 conversation.
Good teams do find a way to win games. I think they have a lot more left in the tank. And you know, you said something to me pre-show. I don't think the Eagles are playing great football right now. They're 2-0. I don't believe our team is anywhere close to max capacity. Now, max capacity is what I would call a subjective term, a ghost almost, where you chase the ghost and you know you almost don't reach the ghost, but you know in your head what it is, what this goal is that you have, right? We're 2-0. So imagine this team when they start to click. Imagine this team when they do start to get other guys on clicking on. So this is my concern with the offense right now is that I think they're looking for it. But there is a section of the fans who I've conversed with, who I've gone back and forth with, that they almost don't even want them to try that because, hey, they won. And they don't need to turn it, and all they need to do is not turn the ball over. I think there's more out there. I think the team can be better, and I think they will be. I mean, I think the most beautiful part of where we are right now is playing crappy football, and we're 2-0. Imagine when we're playing good football. Imagine when that offense is humming.
Okay.
We're going to be beating the brakes off teams.
These are some of the things we saw when you were 10-1 also. Do you think here to that point, do you think it will click? 23, it didn't click. 24, it clicked. 22, it clicked. 21, it was learning. Here we are in 25. Okay, because of the changes and all this stuff that you've had, you haven't really changed the offensive personnel all that much on offense. What's the problem? What's the problem? Becton can't be that much of a dude. Becton was a good player.
He was good,
but let's not make him sound.
He can't change it this much.
Like this guy is Larry Allen.
The thing that I want to see this week is I want to see at least the desire for them to click. You know, I haven't seen the shots downfield. I haven't seen the attempts. I mean, we got 35 yards for AJ Brown in 2 games. I know a lot of people just like, okay, who cares? Fuck the stats.
He cares.
There ain't a world that exists where AJ Brown should have 35 yards in 2 football games against 2 shoddy secondaries.
No doubt.
All right. So come on. We got more to achieve. Once we get there, we're going to be in a good spot.
I'll say this to you, man. You know what it reminds me of a little bit here? You're too young for this. Some of the people in here. This looks like Buddy Ryan going to Randall Cunningham and going like this. Go make some plays for me, dude. I need you to win me some ball games. Our defense will take care of everything. This is like the 1980s Eagles right now, where you have so much talent on the field and you're just doing this to your quarterback. Hey, dude, you know what? We're going to kind of give you a guy that's never called. This guy's never baked a cake before. But hey, you know what? Here's your new chef. He can't make you a fucking cake. You want to?
No, I've never baked a cake.
I want you to go out there and I want you to make some plays. This looks like Randall Cunningham offense. You're relying on the quarterback so much to make a play and to get you out of trouble that the OCs like this. I mean, yeah, sure, he's perfect. I don't know, man. It's just I'm going to go back to your boy Kevin Patillo here for a minute. I want to ask you something here.
Bobo?
Bobo. So let me ask you this here. Do you think this is by the organization that, get this, I still can't get why people can't answer the question. Why did they hire him? Okay. He was next in line. If we're going to go with that philosophy, by the way, we'll read all your supers. Please hit the like button here. Okay. You want to go down that lane? He was next in line. Okay. That just gives Jeffrey Lurie and Howie more control of the direction of the play calling on Sundays. The organization has more control of the what and how the offense is going to go. And this is why Hurts doesn't fight back. You're hearing it a little now, but you're not hearing the fight back because you know why? Who's the one guy in the meetings that Nick Sirianni defends every single press conference? Howie does a great job of putting all the personnel on the field. We talk with Howie on the game plan. He can't talk shit on the game plan. You know why? Howie's in the room with him making decisions on how the approach of the team is going to go.
I don't know if that's true.
Really?
I don't know if that's true.
Well, then why did you hire a guy that's never play called?
I don't know why they hired him.
Why did
I think it's because he was next up. He was next up. They thought he did. They thought he earned. You asked me a question. Let me fucking answer it. They thought he earned his stripes, and they gave him the job. I'm with you. I wouldn't have given it to him. I would have continued. I would have looked at the 3-year trend. We had Steichen, we had Brian, we had Kellen. We had success with Shane. We had success with Kellen. We failed with Brian. Now, I don't think Brian failed as much as they made it seem like Brian failed. They were the 8th ranked offense in football that year. Now, I know they had turnovers, but 8th ranked offense with one of the worst defenses in football, and they blow out the offensive coordinator like it was all his fault. That was mind blowing. But anyway, that's what they ended up doing with it. So I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't have done it, but I don't think Howie's sitting there making game plans. Come on.
He said it that we go over the game plan with him. Nick has said that.
Look at Arthur.
He'll be a head coach candidate by November. Book it.
Dude, he's got scrapes on the side. He's driving a Lamborghini and he's scraped up the side for 3 straight laps, dude. He's not a candidate for a head coach. Stop it.
The only guy that's going to be in what do you call those soapbox derbies? This guy's going to be driving a soapbox derby. He ain't going to be.
Also, 23 ain't happening because of the defense.
Because of Vic.
Wait, you know it too. You and John are both going to be wrong on the defense.
I'm not. No. Whoa, wait a minute. No. Listen, I think they're going to still be 15th because the offense is going to put them in bad positions.
They're not going to be 15th.
Okay. All right.
They're going to be top 5.
You keep
your boy said.
Okay. as I said to you, you keep putting around like this and putting that defense in bad positions, and you keep fucking having the way you're playing right now, that defense is not going to hold up, especially when people started finding a Dory nobody back there in the secondary. You just wait here, man. It ain't you.
No
Ain't,
whole defense is
you're not
back.
going to hold up.
We got Vic. We got Jahad. You seen this Jahad Campbell kid? This kid is going to be a machine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. One of my bold predictions about your boy Bobo Abdullah is going to come true. I can tell you this.
No. What was your prediction
about Bobo Abdullah? That he'll be replaced.
He'll
be replaced by week 9. I got week 9. He'll be replaced.
Week 9. You think they're going to blow this up in the middle of the year after the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They're not blowing Patullo.
Okay.
Oh, you think they're going to fire Kevin Patullo in week fucking 9? Last time they fired a coach in the middle of the year, it was Sean Desai. It was the dumbest decision Nick ever made.
Oh, wait. So you're hiring a guy with no experience is not a dumb move, and you repeated history again?
Oh, my gosh. I'll tell you this. I'm not a fan of Patullo right now, but he ain't getting blown out in week 9. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you know why? Because it's a bad look for them.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it. I'm factoring that in.
People are screaming at him now.
I like Lucius. He says we're the one-hole defense.
Funny. You know what's happening this weekend, don't you? Against the Rams.
What's that?
You got bad news coming your way.
On?
Rams-Eagle game.
On.
The league is not going to let you run that fucking push play. Yeah. They are going to team.
So there's this guy on Twitter, NFL Ref Stats. Have you ever seen him?
No.
So he puts out these, and he DMs me all the time. He's a cool dude, actually. But he's got this big account. And he does the number 1 for NFL referee data analysis. So he like kind of tweets out like what each group of officials, basically their tendencies and stuff. And he had sent me a message, and he said to me, in league circles, it's endless bitching about the Eagles and the tush push right now. So basically said, look out for Roger Goodell, because they'll know, if Roger's crew calls something, the league has issued the orders.
Can I tell you what I heard?
Yeah.
Quick whistles.
Yep.
And offsides this week.
Yep.
That's what you're going to get. They're going to try to nullify that play. And they're going to start it this weekend. That's what they're going to do. Nick's going to have to challenge a lot of it this week.
Yeah, so we all should be watching, because I do think.
Oh, I think they're rigging the game here with this.
Well, I don't think they're rigging the game, but I think Roger is
going to rigging the play.
I think Roger, he's going to do whatever he can to almost like cancel the play without canceling the play, if that makes sense. They're gonna officiate it so strictly that they just take the Eagles out of the position every time. We'll see.
How much of an impact does that have on the team and the offense?
Not much.
So a play that they run all the time, and people say it doesn't matter. Why do they run?
I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I just think the team is still built to win in other ways. I mean, you do it one way. That's not the only way to do it. I mean, if you line Jalen Hurts up behind Landon Dickerson, I think he'd get the first down 8 out of 10 times anyway. He squats 600 pounds, and Landon Dickerson's 380. Did you hear what Jackie said yesterday about the play? Thinks it's genius. Yeah.
Jackie goes like this. I go, what do you think of the tush push? He goes, it's genius. Jackie, and for anybody to try to legislate to stop a play, he goes like this. It's cowardly. he said the play was cowardly. So wait, so you think you have a higher percentage at quarterback sneaks or the tush push on getting that?
I don't know what it. I actually think the last time we did quarterback sneaks was when Wentz was here, and he was like, yeah. And I think the tush push last year was like 84 or 85%. So they were actually almost as effective before they started pushing. I've always thought that they could do it without actually having the guys behind them pushing it. You know what I mean? Just get rid of the 2 dudes behind Hurts and run it very similarly. It's like a pseudo quarterback sneak. It's very similar. I think they would be very successful.
I don't know I know when I was in the league, you couldn't push people from behind like that.
No, you couldn't.
I don't
do
know
it
when that got.
That's why John hates it, because he's like, they used to have it out of the game.
Yeah.
Then they brought it in, and then they got it back out in 2004 or something. I don't forget what the
2004 was it?
I forget. John explains it where he'll say how the rules changed about it, but that's why John doesn't like it. He's like, it shouldn't be in the game.
See, when we, as soon as you saw a player come in, because now you can move piles. You know how you got a guy standing there, they come up and slam. And
I don't like the play because I don't like talking about something called a tush push. It's just weird to me. It's a tush push.
The Philly special. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the brotherly shove a little better.
All right, let's get to some of these supers, my friend.
All right, let's do it. Ice Cube just texted me back.
Fantastic, man.
He
Isn't
said,
that cool getting a text message from Cube?
Yeah, I text him originally, and he says, I'm in mountain time. What time you want me? In other words, I'm not translating Eastern time zone. All right. I hit him
Hey,
back.
that sounds like me, right?
I hit him back with the 3:30. He hit me back with the thumbs up. All right. So Ice Cube will be on for 3:30 Mountain Time, which is 5:30 Eastern. All right.
Okay, good.
So good stuff there. Let's go to some super chats. Kyle says the play calling genius of Dumb and Dumber.
How much is Nick involved?
I don't know. A lot of people think a lot. I don't think it that much.
He surely has.
Not that I don't think it's that much. It's just that I don't think he's like, I don't think he goes into it with like you have to run this. Like, I think the offense is more of a creation of what they believe the quarterback is good at, and then like a combination of what they think they have to do to win games, which is don't turn the ball over at all. So it's you now have this offense that was built for a quarterback that's obviously a great playmaker, but not a pocket passer. And they've narrowed it down even further to just, okay, don't turn the ball over. Like, this is my question, Sills. You got a quarterback that thrives outside the pocket and on the move, right? When's the last time you saw them run a play that got Jalen Hurts outside the pocket looking downfield?
None.
How many times we're watching the game? How many times? Look, one of the things I think we can all agree on where Jalen is he struggles with at times is pocket awareness and just comfortability in the pocket. How many times have I seen him call a pass play and Hurts is sitting there like a duck? 10 times. And I'm like, dude, roll him the fuck out. He'll make the play from outside the pocket. They don't bootleg. They don't do play. And then this is the other narrative that I hate with everything in my being about this offense. Jalen Hurts can't run play action. Bullshit. That is crazy talk. You have Saquon Barkley, this offensive line, and these receivers. Dude, run a play action, roll them out, and throw it in.
I'm with you, man.
You got Saquon Barkley. We can't run play action. Bro, says who?
I don't get the non-production of A.J. Brown more than anybody else on it. I don't understand it. Of all people not to be productive, A.J. Brown is the last guy if somebody came to me and went, the Eagles aren't using a player on offense, I would have went, who, Jan Dotson? No, A.J. Brown. No way. You're 2-0 without you. Here, to your point,
Dotson's got more yards than A.J. this year.
Hey, wait a minute. That's too good a tweet later on for me.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I always give you tweets.
Please double check that. Does Jan Dotson have more yards?
Yeah, he has his one catch was worth more yards than A.J. Brown's entire season so far.
Jahan
Dotson had like a 50-yard catch.
Jahan Dotson's having a better year than A.J.
Wait, the team, he's got 63 yards. A.J.'s got 35.
Oh, my God. He's doubled them.
He's doubled them. 4 targets, 4 catches, 63 yards for the greatness of Jahan Dotson.
And you're fucking 2-0. That is insanity.
That's why I said earlier, when we start clicking, this team's going to be nasty good.
Good God. Hey, super chats, go to the top. Let's go here. We appreciate you guys.
So these are our leading receivers to start the year.
Oh, God.
Number 1 is Devontae Smith with a whopping 69 yards. Jahan Dotson has 63 yards. Dallas Goedert has 44 yards. A.J. Brown has 35 yards, and Saquon Barkley has 30 yards.
AJ, this is Big Sills. You're
He's the fourth receiver right now.
Here, what's his tweet? AJ, Big Sills here. Jahan Dotson's having a better season than you so far? Send.
This is why AJ blocked JAKIB Sports, because Sileo antagonizes him with Jahan Dotson's stats.
Jahan Dotson's having a better year than, oh my God, that's gold.
Here's Josh. I know, Josh. It's 2 games. All right.
2 games? Get this. It shouldn't be 2 minutes. That guy's ahead of him.
Yeah, right.
You kidding me, man? It's funny. Hey, Josh, it's a goof on the OC. It's not a goof on AJ. It's a goof on Bobo Patolo. Hey, by the way, I find it very difficult me having to rip another Italian with an O in his name. It really, I'm becoming really. It's just.
Oh, the Kevin Patolo experiment. Congratulations, everybody. We got a $255 million offense, and we got to teach a guy how to be a play caller. I've never seen anything like it.
No, I've never seen anything like it.
I've never seen anything like it. We got to you have a quarterback going into year 6. All right, you're coming off a Super Bowl, and you got to teach a guy how to be the offensive coordinator of the team. Oh my goodness.
Having a better year than you. There we go. We got to put
dude, is he he's tweeting him out now.
Hey, wait. Hold on here. I got to put the
Duke of Earl says Bobo is harsh, Sills. That's a week 5 nickname, Sills. Dude, he's been calling him Bobo since June, Duke.
Right. Yeah, no, since Angelo named him that.
Yeah, Angelo named him that.
Angelo started the whole thing with Bobo Patullo.
Yeah, brutal.
Jahan Dotson's having a better
so far, he's lived up to the nickname.
He sure has. Holy. Hey, you think the media's being too hard on him?
No. The fuck? AJ Brown literally said after the game, it's fair to talk about.
Yeah, but he endorsed him.
He literally said, and I quote, it's fair to talk about.
Okay, well, but he endorsed him. Remember he said, I'm all for it, all for the hiring.
But you just got done talking to these guys about how you don't flip-flop. Your takes change as it evolves.
No, that wasn't me. He flip-flopped.
He didn't flip-flop. His takes are evolving.
Oh, way to go, Big Z. You are learning too well, my good friend. He's flip-flopping on Patullo. That's what he said, because he went, hey, listen, I'm all for the hire. Now he's going, it's fair to question it. Like you said, he's evolving into Bobo Patullo here.
I want to see the classic Eagles overcorrection this week. I want 175 yards for AJ Brown.
Me too.
Yeah. I want Emmanuel Forbes to retire on the field after the game.
Don't you think, quite frankly, that you should see about 350 yards passing in this game?
Don't be
no.
Sills, let me ask you something. How many times in Jalen Hurts' career has he thrown for over 350 yards?
3.
I'm
guessing.
Let's look.
3.
All right, let's look.
I say 3.
All right, so
I'll go 4.
None this year. Let's look at the 2024 season.
He did throw for over 350 last year.
Fuck is the 290 versus Pittsburgh. He only had one game over 300 last year, 311. The playoffs, he had 246 in the championship game, 221
and 60 against
the Super Bowl. In 23, he had
please stop.
One game over 300, 301. He had one game 319, 2 games 319, one game 303. So 4 games above 300. 23 playoffs, no 250.
He's never thrown
for season where he was an MVP candidate. He had 380. That's one game over 350.
Okay.
315. No. 340, 333. So one game over 350. 2021 season, he had 387 once versus Kansas City. So 2 games over. Let me look at the 22.
That sounds like 8 over like 300.
Yeah, so 2 games over 350. I mean, he's not doing that. 2 games over 350 in his career. I'm not even saying it to pick on him. I'm just saying it's not his style. That's not the game he plays.
How many games does he play total
in his career? I don't know. He's got a lot of wins. I got to give him that.
I know it always goes back to that, but how many games has he played? He's got 8 games and 300 yards passing.
79 games.
He's in 79 games. He's thrown 300 yards or more 8 times.
79 games, but does that include the playoffs? That doesn't include the playoffs.
No. So you're talking about what? 90 games? In 90 games, he's had 8 over 300-yard games. What do you make of that number?
I'm good with it. It just has
because
to be
of the win. Because of the win,
it has to be better than 100. Like you have to keep defenses on their heels to some extent if you want the Saquon Barkley running game to work. You know what I mean? That's my problem with the offense right now.
Listen, the winning always shuts that comment up.
Yeah, but also it makes it a lot easier to run the ball when you have some threat. I'm not asking you to be Joe Burrow. Like I said this morning, can I get 200 a game? Just keep them honest, Like if they are going to stack the box, all right, good, beat them. Beat them over the top or whatever. Get your receivers involved enough to where you can run the offense that you want to run. But if you don't have any threat, and that's why I brought up that average depth of target thing yesterday, because it showed you that even with Saquon not having his 2 best games to start the year, they weren't trying to push the ball downfield. It condensed everything in like this. So in order for the team to work the way they work, run the ball successfully, you have to have some threat of an offensive passing game. Again, I'm not asking for the stats. I'm not trying to be the fantasy guy. I don't give a shit. But you have to have some sort of threat established so that defenses can stay honest. And once they stay honest, I think this offense will hum.
I just think
200 yards a game does it for me.
But here, you said it this morning. I heard you. You said this. There's a straitjacket on the guy. And the organization has put a straitjacket on.
Oh, yeah. There's a major straitjacket on.
Okay.
Major.
Why would they? So you feel this week they're going to take it off? Or they have to take it off to beat that team?
Well, I think every time the Eagles come out and willingly talk about a problem is when they try and publicly address it the most. So I think they're going to try and correct it this week to a certain extent. But the other thing is, you said a couple weeks ago after week 1, when everybody was saying get AJ Brown involved, and you were like, don't force it to him. I almost think that applies in this game as well. Like the first thing I'm doing in this game is I want the Rams to prove that they can stop the run.
Right.
Because they haven't proved that.
No,
they didn't do it last year.
And if Fisk doesn't play, I think that's an issue.
It's a big issue. Now, let me look up it. Did he practice today?
Hear about this one. Look at this thing here that Brian put up here. Look at this. This is the point that you brought in here. The Eagle pass protecting is middle of the road right now. It's middle of the road. Your rush offense with Saquon is not that hot, and you're not pass protecting. How much is that having an impact on the passing game? Is that your offensive line? Is this more offensive line or Patullo?
It's a combination of everything.
No, what I'm asking you, what do you think it's more of, Patullo or the O-line?
No, I think it's still more Patullo and Jalen. I do. I mean, I think the offensive line hasn't been great, but there has been several. I mean, I think someone put up a graph. I think it was you about Jalen had the most time to throw. So, yeah. I mean, everybody in the NFL gets pressure. I mean, you know what I mean? Like there's not a world where you just stand back there and have all day. You got 3.5 seconds tops, got to get that ball out. So I don't think it's all that. I mean, I think that's part of it, but let me ask you this, Brian and Sills. If the Eagles had the threat established to some extent in the passing game, I'm not saying huge numbers. I'm just saying made a couple deep throws, got AJ Brown involved deep like they did last year, right? And you open up the run game a little bit. How much better would that offensive line be playing? Again, I think it's all condensed. You know what I mean? And everything is boiled down now, and the pressure is all at the bottom of the tube. So there's cracks now. The offensive line doesn't look as good. Saquon doesn't look as good. The receivers aren't as good. Like, you have to build on that. You have to expand out a little bit more. And once you're able to do that, you'll get a little bit more breathing room. I think in all areas of the game, all areas of the offense.
Yeah, but you know what you're kind of defining for me here? You know what it sounds like?
What's
It
that?
sounds like you're telling me that you're learning how to drive.
Well,
It's just
that's Bobo.
right. It's just everything you just said to me here, Xander. It sounds like you're teaching me how to drive a car.
Matt, I'll tell you. See, Matt asked a good question. He says, let me turn that thing down. Getting hot in the studio. I got to turn on the window air unit. All right. The window air. I had to replace the filter of that thing 3 times this year. I'm like, what a piece of shit. All right. Matt NG, though, he says, why did the run game work last year with Jalen? Because, Matt, one, I think, and it's early. It's too early to clump this in, but I brought up that average depth of target. It's Jalen Hurts is 33 of 34 quarterbacks in average depth of target. In other words, he's not pushing the ball downfield at all. Last year,
by design,
with our running game, he was one of the highest in the NFL with an 8-yard average depth of target. Right now, 5.9. 33 out of 34 quarterbacks that have taken more than 20 snaps this year. Think about that. So, Matt, in my opinion, the running game's not working because the teams they're not even trying to take away the passing game. They're not worried about it. The Eagles aren't putting you on your heels. That's why I said I don't need 300 yards passing. I need 200 to keep them honest. Once you keep them honest, more lanes are going to open up. Less people are going to be in the box. They're going to have to drop more people into coverage. All those different things start to click. And once that running game starts going, guess what happens? The passing game can start to work better. The offensive line can start to play more downhill. Like it's all connected. But if you have no threat in the air, it's a lot easier to stop a run. Go talk to any defensive coach in the league. If a team can't throw or can't pass effectively, the running game's a lot easier to stop. It doesn't matter if you have Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley. You got to have that threat to keep them honest.
Let me ask you this here then. Okay, well, what you just said. So in the first 8 quarters, is it fair to say that defensive coordinators have come into this year and have stopped Barkley, AJ, and Devontae, and defensive coordinators are looking at the new OC, knowing that they've got that guy in a straitjacket. They're putting now the emphasis on Jalen Hurts in a straitjacket offense, knowing full well that that's what's going to keep them close in the game because they've stopped 3 players here, man. In the first 8 quarters, you can't tell me Jon Dotson cannot have more yards than the best receiver in pro football, dude. They've stopped 3 players, and they know the quarterback's in a straitjacket. So if your quarterback's in a straitjacket, you've got to
fly, dude. They gotta let it fly, Sills. Let that fucking ball.
They don't have any balls.
I've been set. Why do you think my slogan on the last 2 days has been "Let your nuts hang"? Come on, man. They're not even trying to sling the rock a little bit. Come on, man. You're an NFL quarterback. You're an NFL offense. I don't need you to play Pop Warner. All right. Just don't turn it on. It's like you have the shitty quarterback on the youth CYO team, and the only way your team can win is if you just hand it off and play good defense. It's like, come on, dude. We're an NFL offense with some of the best weapons you'll find in the league.
Man,
and they beat into Jalen's head so much. Just don't turn it over. Just don't. And I think to Jalen's credit, he honestly only cares about winning. So because they're winning, he's bought into the philosophy. He's bought into, all right, you guys are right. Shit, who cares about my stats?
You think he's afraid to criticize them?
No, I think Jalen Hurts is coachable. I think he's a coachable guy, man. And if you're
there's nothing wrong with criticizing people.
No, but there's also nothing wrong with being coachable. You just got to have the right idea, Now, hey,
you want to be you think being
they're 18-1, dude.
You're right.
I mean, it's tough to say. Hey, the coach.
You know what? I can say whatever I want. When someone goes like this, 19 games, they won 18 of them. What are you thinking?
Yeah, right. Well, pretty good. Whatever they're doing, keep doing it, right?
Right, but that's why you don't bitch, I guess.
Yeah, but I think they've gotten worse. Like I don't mean
worse.
But
they're still winning right now.
I think they've gotten too risk averse. Like I get it. A little too much. Like again, I brought up the stat with Matt who just asked this question. They're not even trying. Like even last year, I know some people weren't impressed with Kellen Moore because he was supposed to evolve the passing game. He never did it. But the one thing he did do is he did keep the threat in the game, even when Saquon had big games, that if you stack the box, if you take away Saquon, I am going to beat you deep. If you give me man coverage on the outside, I'm going to beat you deep.
How many times did we say this in games? And I'm watching the Eagles doing this. How in the fuck are you single covering A.J. Brown? Because you know why? You were dying by 2 paper cuts here. Yeah, right. You were going to go here. Barkley's going to kill you. But this is the difference this year. You're not getting the run game. The passing game is suffering because you are not running the ball the way you did a year ago, at least early.
Yeah, but I think they're not running the ball effectively because their passing game is so.
Yeah, but their passing game didn't set up the run game a year ago.
No, but again, the threat still existed.
I don't think the league thinks the threat's really there. I think last year they did.
I don't think teams are afraid of us.
They're not afraid of the passing game right now.
Yeah, that's my whole point. I know everybody. I hear everybody that I can't tell you how many times I've gotten the comment on this channel. We're 2-0. Guys, I know what we are. Thanks. I know what we fucking are. I know we're 2-0.
Yeah, but you're looking at 8.
I don't think we need to skate by the bare minimum. I don't think we should be desiring the bare minimum for success. I think we can desire a little bit more.
I think you're looking at the game correctly. You're looking at 8 quarters of football. You're not looking at the 2-0 is great, and I'm not saying you're wrong when people look at it that way. But to me, I think it's more that you're going to be an effective talker of what's going on with the team right now. If you're looking at 8 quarters, how do you think this 8 quarters looks? By the way, do you think last year you were playing better ball, or do you think this year you're playing better ball after 8 quarters?
After 8 quarters, last year we had what? We had the Green Bay game, and what was the second game last year?
I think you lost that second game, didn't you?
Was it the Falcons game last year?
Was that the game he dropped the ball at the goal line?
Barkley dropped it. What was the game last year?
I think it was Atlanta.
Yeah, it was Atlanta. We lost 22-21.
He drops the football too. Do you think you're playing better now than you did a year ago?
Well, I think it's honestly very different. You know, I mean,
does it feel different, or do you? Because
they were much more aggressive. Remember, they had like 4 turnovers.
They were much more aggressive.
They had 3 turnovers in the first game. I know Jalen had an interception versus Atlanta. Let me see if we had any fumbles in that game. No fumbles lost. So 1 turn. We had 4 turnovers in the first 2 games. So, you know, Saquon had 22 carries for 95 yards. Jalen was 23 of 30 for 183 in that game. So I mean, it's similar,
but they're kind of comparative. Look.
Yeah, they're comparative to some extent.
Packers were good.
Week 1s were not comparative.
Chiefs were good. Dallas and Atlanta, I don't know. They might be kind of compatible with what a year ago. So are we overanalyzing this? Because right now, you know what? You might be playing better ball than you did after the first 2 games this year than you did a year ago.
That goes back to Sills, the statement that we made earlier of, you know, the optimistic thought process would be we're not clicking anywhere close to all cylinders. I don't think we want to be clicking on all cylinders, by the way, in September. Nobody wants to click on all cylinders in September. And if we are able to even get a fraction of the way to what we believe we can be, how good will the football team be? Because they're already beating teams and what I think is a C performance at best.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a D offensively. You know, and if they can get that to a C plus a B, and the defense with that rises up to a B or a B plus, and I think they're already close to there, you know, I think you're going to have a really good football team. I really do. But they got to get to that point. And I think that's the positive, Sills, is that it's so early. There's still so much to improve. But I just fear that they've gotten into this mindset of, you know, this reductionist mindset. And they're just like, dude, you got a quarterback that you're paying $50 million to. You have an offense that you're paying $250 million to. Like, let it go. Let him run it a little bit, man. Let him drive the car. All right? Let him drive the car a little bit. I don't like this the safety net.
Constantly. Let me ask you.
It's like going bowling, Sills, and they put the little bumpers up on the walls.
Hey, first 8 games. Who are you excited about? The first 8 games, in the first 2 games, 8 quarters of football. Who you been the most excited about?
Most excited about Jahad Campbell. Andrew Makuba in coverage. I think he's going to be great. I think he's got that knack for the football. Just worried about his size still a little bit.
Okay.
Jahad Campbell, I think, is going to be an absolute menace.
Okay.
Optimistic. I'm optimistic on the defense overall. I feel more strongly today about the bold predictions I made for the defense in March and April and all summer. I feel more strong about them today than I did in the summer. So that's my most optimistic thing.
Do you know how disappointing that is, what you just said? It's so disappointing what you just said about Jahad Campbell, about Makuba. Do you know why? Those guys are fucking rookies. You haven't mentioned one guy on the offensive side of the football where all the money that's being spent, where all the expectations of the team is being talked about. Nobody's excited you over on that side of the ball. Not the quarterback, not the running back, not the two great receivers, not even the fabulous fucking O-line. Nobody on offense. That thing is not exciting right now,
That's
bro.
what we call that Bobo. That's that Bobo pack.
But I'm talking player performance too.
I know.
Dude, you're right. Campbell. By the way, Moro Ajomo. Jordan Davis, the way he's playing. He's showing in the first 8 quarters. Guess what? He's starting up for a nice-looking season here, right? Bond's looking like the guy he was a year ago. How come we're talking about all of Vic's guys, and we're not talking about one dude on the offensive side of the football where over $200 million is being spent? I fucking don't get that.
I don't either.
Hey, I can blame Kevin Petula all I want here, but you're telling me I'm disappointed. A.J. Brown, underachieved. Devontae, underachieved. Mulatto, great game, awful game. Landon, limping around.
Yeah.
Cam, where are you, bro?
I got a story for you, Sills. All right, I got a story for you. So all the great people who listen to this show, we appreciate it. Hit that like button. We love all you guys. All right, but I've gotten a lot of pushback on the channel this week because it's only week 2. We're 2-0, and I shouldn't be worried about anything, right? We're the Super Bowl champs, all these different things. All right, so, and that's fine. I hear all of you guys. But I question how many of you guys are out in the city. All right, so I was in the city yesterday, and I stopped at the post office to send some of our giveaways. All right, I stopped at the post office to send some of our giveaways. I was wearing an Eagle hat. The guy working the counter says to me, "You an Eagle fan?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm an Eagle fan. We're in Philly." You know what I mean? He starts talking to me. He goes, "Man, when the fuck are they going to get A.J. Brown involved?" He starts going off on the passing game. And I'm like, see, this is how real people in Philadelphia see this thing. They know we're 2-0, but they're looking at this thing like, why does this thing look like a broken down car on the side of the road? It shouldn't look like that, you know? So I thought that was a great story.
That's fucking great, man.
On the guy who said that to me. And I'm like, that's a real Philadelphian right there,
Look,
all right?
yeah,
Who's happy to be 2-0, but knows that we got to be better, all right? We got to be better.
You got to figure this out. So you walk into a post office, it's like a library. Nobody's talking. Xander's sitting there going, the guy goes, "Yeah, I'm an Eagle fan." When are they getting that damn ball? That's
my local post office guy up here. He's a big JAKIB fan. He loves JAKIB.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so every time I go in there, I always talk to him.
Now let's get to some more of these supers here.
Oh, man. Yeah, we got a bunch of them. Juice, what's up, Juice?
By the way, guys, I appreciate you very much.
Juice says this is literally game 2 of the preseason for the starters. We got to relax a bit. It's going to get rolling just like last year. Well, I hope you're right, Juice. I do. Here's Sig Lord. Sig Lord says 250.
Bro, I hate that fucking preseason conversation. I really do.
There's some merit to it, though, because of the way they handle the offseason.
And the way they played a year ago.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay.
Sig Lord says Hurts 250 plus yards. He's 16-11. 249 or less. He's 26-9. Well, Sigler, though, all right, I hear you. This is the one reason I hate that stat. And this is why I've always said I'm not trying to get to 300 yards passing. 200 is a perfect number for me. But anytime you see a quarterback throw for a shit ton of yards in a football game,
they're behind.
They're losing. Right. They're losing. So these stats are always skewed. Like even the stat that people send all the time, all the playoff teams ran the ball more than all the other teams that weren't playoff teams. And I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit. They were winning. Right. They were winning their games more often than the teams that weren't winning their games.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's a little bit of context there, Sig, where it's hard to figure out exactly how accurate that is because when you're winning a football game, you run the ball more and you don't pass the ball more.
Right.
You know, so I hear you. but I don't think it's a perfect
But
way
that's
to win.
also their formula.
Yeah, Matt says, if you have Ben Johnson and not KP, are we in the same place with Jalen in the offense? If not, who's to blame? Ben Johnson?
Well, how do you think Ben
I don't
Johnson?
think I don't think Ben Johnson would have had much fun in Philly. I hate to break it
No,
to you.
no.
Yeah.
Do you think that they don't hire experienced offensive coaches because they want more control of the direction of the offense?
What's that?
Do you think the Philadelphia Eagles don't hire a lot of experienced offensive coaches so they can have more direction of the offense? And hear me out on this. Kellen was fired twice coming
right.
in.
So he was kind of like not in a position of power.
He wasn't in a position to ask for a lot of shit. Remember, Cliff Kingsbury was. Remember what the battle was? It was something made. There was a controversy whether or not it was over O-line or a position coach or something. They didn't want to go down that lane, so they didn't hire Cliff. They hired Kellen, right? Do you think that they just wanted to have more control, and that's why you don't see a lot of experienced guys being added to the mix in the offensive coordinating staff? I think it's more about control there.
Maybe.
No?
Maybe. I mean, I think it's fair to speculate that for sure. It's fair to speculate that. Josh Prout checks in. What's up, Josh? Predictability of plays does not help the O-line either. I agree.
That's completely true.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Right.
I think I showed you that, right? That breakdown of like defensive coordinators are picking up on that, like quick.
Bro, they run like 7 plays.
I know.
And they're winning.
Yeah. Here's William. What's up, William?
Thank you very much, William. Appreciate it. Hey,
I
guys,
appreciate
hit the like button too, please.
William says, if we had continuity at OC, there would be no hiccups early in the season year after year. Think about it. New OCs, same team, same slag. This is a 40-point offense if we had continuity. We need an old head at OC. I agree.
This is why I say this. Here's why that's on the way. I got it on good insight, Xander. You know who's going to be in the building helping you offensively the first week of December? It's going to be Frank Reich.
Yeah, when that season at Stanford.
Because Frank's not getting another head coaching job anywhere.
Is he at Stanford? He is, right?
Yes, he's at Stanford.
He's coach for just a year, he said?
Yep, only a year. And remember what he said also here. He went like this. They were carving out a role for me. They were carving out a coaching position. He'll be here the first week of December. Yeah. I know this.
William, thanks for the super chat, bro. I agree with your take and at least a large part of it where continuity would help. I mean, I think it's a total disservice to Jalen. I know he's gotten good at it, but it's like, dude.
I still don't get hiring Brian Johnson.
I
don't get Brian Johnson and Kevin Patullo, who've never called plays. I just don't understand that.
You know what my most pessimistic thought right now is on this team that actually upsets me, and I hope this isn't true, and I hope they prove me to be wrong on this. But my general feeling right now through these 2 games is that they've stopped trying to improve their quarterback and their offense. They've just accepted how they are. They've accepted the way they want to win.
They fell in love with Barkley.
Right. And they no longer are interested in Jalen Hurts getting better as a player, better as a quarterback, better as the manager of the offense, better in the passing, better in all areas. Like I almost feel like they stopped that. And that to me is the most
troubling
pessimistic thought. I hope it's not true.
Name me a quarterback.
He's 47 years old, dude. He's not 50.
Name me a quarterback that you think they've developed in the last 25 years. To full capacity.
Well, I think
in the Jeffrey Lurie era, who'd they develop? Donovan?
Well, they developed Donovan. Okay. They did develop Hurts. You got to get. I mean, look, I'm concerned with
your point. Why you're saying they stopped?
Well, year 5 to year 6, I'm not loving the jump I've seen. I'm not loving what they're trying to do with them. But I do think you have to give them credit. So, I mean,
are you counting last year?
I'm one that has a different perspective on this because I had the privilege to watch Jalen when he was in college. I was at Alabama. We were both freshmen at Alabama at the same time. So I watched him. I went to most of the games that year. I went to all the home games. I went to like 3 away games that year. All right. So he was not. He was bad at passing in college. Bad at it. Like they didn't do it. Like Alabama won games with 80 yards passing, and they did barely ask them to do it. So he's come a really long way. I think the Eagles have to get some of that credit. Now, to be honest with you, I put most of the credit at Jalen Hurts' feet because I think he works his fucking tail off, and that's my favorite attribute about him because I like people that work hard. But he's come a long way. You still have to give them credit for some development there. It's not like he hasn't developed at all.
Boy, I just then how are you developing a guy who's never developed anyone? You giving him guys who's never developed a quarterback, dude. How is that developing him? I mean,
Nick was a part of the Phillip Rivers offense.
He was.
You know?
I watched him. He was.
So
but he was with Frank.
And I think Shane Steichen has proven to be. I mean, he's got Daniel Jones playing good.
Shane did.
I'm not going to knock Shane Steichen for
Me either.
Anthony Richardson. Sorry, guys. I'm not an Anthony Richardson fan at all. So
that was a Jim Irsay draft.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. I think you got to give him some credit for Jalen too. Jalen Donovan. I think Wentz early. I mean, Wentz came from North Dakota. Now I think Wentz's natural talent took him a lot of the way. And maybe they failed to develop him mentally and emotionally for what comes with being a quarterback in Philly. I think Jalen had that inherently. That's
could it possibly be that they developed Wentz the same way they developed Hurts, but the only thing that was different was the mental toughness of Jalen.
Well, and the physical attributes were different.
Looks the same to me because watch this. Look, you're telling me early on, you just said it, that they developed Carson Wentz early and then they quit. And all of a sudden now they've developed Hurts early and then they quit. That's what you're
I don't know. I think it's too early to say they've quit, but that's when I said that, I was just saying that's my most pessimistic from a sense of I fear that if that's true, then I'll be pretty doom and gloom on that. I think Jalen Hurts has so much to go as a professional, as a man, as a quarterback, as a passer.
How could they? What a straitjacket on.
Yeah, and then that's what I don't like. The straitjacket, somebody tweeted it at me when I said that comment. They said the straitjacket's back and it's the grip is stronger than ever.
Why?
I don't know.
It's Barkley
and success. That's what it is.
Yes. You know when they're going to change this? They're going to change this when they start losing.
Right.
Because then they're going to panic.
Start losing.
Because then they're going to start panicking.
It's a crazy part about it. I don't know if they will start losing. Eric Long says, Sills, move away from Z like Patullo yesterday. I don't even know what that means.
That's whatever, guy. Next guy.
I like Eric. Eric's like, why are you tripping?
I like Eric. Yeah,
too.
I'm all good with you, Eric. Eric, you got good takes.
Eric, just clarify what the hell you mean. You're talking gibberish.
Eric, you too. Eric's got good takes.
Here's my boy Juice checking in. What up, Juice? They need to add variations to the push to quiet all the haters. They milked it too much and caused all this controversy. I kind of agree, Juice.
Hey, Juice, do you want to
start running? Howard talking about how many times they've pushed as compared to how many times they've thrown the ball like 10 plus yards downfield.
Oh, say that again. Wait.
I don't know exactly what it was. So forgive me if I get it wrong, but he did like a comp, like how many pushes they've ran and how many times they've completed the pass that's more than 10 yards downfield or something.
Oh my God. Please somebody give me the number on that one. That would be absolutely fabulous as well.
Let me go see if it's on his
I love that there too. Yeah. So you're telling me they've pushed it more than they have successfully thrown 10 plus yard passes.
I think that's what Colin Shithead put out. I like Colin. He does a good job.
He does.
But he's
the best national radio.
Let me clarify because people will get mad at me. He does a good job professionally at what we do in terms of content distribution, the volume network. I mean, he's got YouTube channels all over. I respect what he does from a business standpoint. I think some of his football takes are pretty shoddy, but I do respect what he's done from a business perspective. Let me look up his show.
He's the best national guy.
Let me type in Colin Cowherd tush push. Let's see what comes up. Yep, here we go.
All right.
Just the quote that they put out. Jalen Hurts has attempted the tush push more than balls thrown down the field 10 plus yards.
I want you to tag me on that and send that over to my X account. My God. So then how are you telling me then that they don't need that to win? They use that play more than they do plus 10 plus passing yards. They use that play more than any play in their passing game. Oh my God. They use the tush push more than any passing play.
Please, Eagles, expand this offense for the love of me. Kimberly says they paid Hurts too early. They want to move to a pocket. Nah, they want to move to a pocket QB.
Yeah.
So they're tiling his legs behind to frustrate him. He has a no trade clause.
How about Kim? He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's won one of them. He should have won the other one. He's been to the Pro Bowl. Come on, Kim. Trading Jalen Hurts is not even a conversation right now. That's not. They've built the team perfectly for him. Here, Kim, I'll give it to you perfectly. How about this? This guy beat a team, the Chiefs, only with 100 yards. Okay?
Yeah, imagine when we're clicking.
Imagine if he did 300 yards, you would have beat him by 30.
I don't want 300 because that means we're playing from behind. 200's the number, everybody. 200 yards passing for Hurts is a golden number.
So are you telling me if he has 175 yards, you're beating him by 25? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, hey, how many points should you have beaten the Cowboys by? I'm going to write mine down. Hold on. I'm gonna be cool here.
200 is the number, Stills.
How many should you have beaten the Chiefs by? How many points should you have beaten the Cowboys?
We're not doing coulda, shoulda, woulda. All right, stop.
I think you should have beat the Cowboys by 14.
Should have, could have, would have.
I think you should have beat the Chiefs by 21.
We should have destroyed them both. Correct. Russell Wilson looked like prime Russell Wilson versus that shitty Cowboy secondary.
You kidding me, man? I'd go out there every single day too if Sierra was my old lady.
Oh,
and I'd be throwing for 450. Bro, you've got to see her in person, man. I'm not kidding you. It's like
the play calling genius of Dumb and Dumper. We got to that. AJ Brown, Black Pope says, I love that name. AJ Brown keeps having those type of games. He's going to bring a whole cart full of books. It's going to be like the library out there.
A cart.
Nah, Black Pope, I'm pretty sure he's been told by people in the organization no more books this year.
No way, man. He is not going to go quiet. If by halftime he doesn't,
he's going to have to come up with a different way to express it. It's not going to be
bro.
books.
If that guy doesn't have targets and yards by halftime,
I couldn't believe they gave that author a free media tour last year. That was like weird. Made that guy a bestseller. I'm like, dude, let it die.
I think
they brought him into the organization. They brought him into the facility. They sent him to a game.
I think it's a good goof. It's a goof on the media for making a big deal out of it.
That's true. That's true.
It's a goof on us.
So it's a goof on you.
Yeah. They're goofing on us and they're goofing on me.
You're 63X Mortis. What's up, brother? He says people sound dumb.
That Charles Barkley? Is that Charles Barkley in there? Look at that. He's got Barkley.
Mortis, don't let him talk about you, bro. Come on, man. You got to clap back with something. I got nothing. I don't think that's a bad thing. He says, people sound dumb talking down on Reich. If he's coming back in December, I'm excited. Eagles have a bright future with Frank.
They love him. They want
Is that why you said Patullo's done in week 9?
I don't know.
You think
I'm going to pull a John on you.
You think Patullo's getting shit canned for Frank?
I don't know. Hey, I'm going to pull for the first time since I've known you. I'm going to pull a John on you. I don't know. I just know I got a text the other week from Frank going like this. Frank's not very happy with what's going on right now because Stanford's not very good, and he understands he's making a lot of money. But he goes like this, how them birds doing? I go, man, your boy, man, they gave him a cookbook, and I don't think he can read the recipe. Hey, you hear what I said? I told Frank, I go, they gave him a cookbook, dude. And Frank, I don't think Patullo can read the recipes, man. I don't think he knows how to put the salt and pepper in. I don't think he knows how to make any kind of meal. This guy could barely cook an egg. Frank's like this. He's like, he's pretty smart, though. I go, yeah, well, he don't look it. I said, man, I tell you what, Matt Eberflus outcoached him.
Matt Eberflus ain't a bad DC. Black Pope says, I was asking.
I don't want a bad DC beating the OC of the Eagle defending champion team.
I was asking, should we have hired him instead of Kellen Moore? Kingsbury he's talking about. Nah.
Kingsbury wanted to come with his own coaching staff, and the Eagles said no.
Dude, I'm sorry, but I'm unimpressed so far through 2 games of Jaden Daniels this year.
You just want to take to be right.
No, that's not at all true at all.
Well, look at the quarterbacks he's developed. Okay.
I'm talking about Jaden Daniels. I'm not talking about Cliff Kingsbury's entire career.
They're not bums.
I'm not talking about Cliff.
Okay.
So why are you conflating Cliff Kingsbury's career with Jaden Daniels' year 2?
I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not, because at the end of the day, it's 8 quarters like Hurts' shitty offense so far. You're telling me that you're not impressed with Jaden Daniels. Hey, you're not impressed with Jaden Daniels in the first 2 weeks. Well, then wait. You can't be that impressed with Jalen Hurts' offense in the first 2 weeks. You better put that AC on higher.
Oh, man. That thing ain't working. I need to replace the filter. That thing ain't
pissed off. I'd be
that
pissed
thing ain't
off.
fucking working over there.
I like that style hat, dude. I've not seen a King. I've not seen a Rue hat like that before. I like that lid.
Where else we got?
Hey, you got a couple more. I wore this the other day. You like this lid here?
Yeah, you wore that on post game. That was cool.
Yeah, I like that lid.
You got nice locks though, dude. Like you got more hair than me. I'm 20. Like my hair's gone.
Well, I think that's Big Sil's wearing your ass out at night.
Wow, what a faulty premise that was. That's some bullshit.
Yeah,
I've been beating you to a pulp ever since.
Oh yeah. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not really. I think my takes have been actually.
Whoa.
What have I been wrong about?
The youngster came into the JAKIB and into the flesh last year.
No.
And dominated you.
Junior. I'm talking about the first 8 weeks or first 8 quarters here. What have I been wrong about? Nothing.
I didn't say you were wrong yet. Nobody's right or wrong yet about anything.
All I know was wrong. I was right about Keeley.
I've been right about Uche so far. He's the highest graded.
You know what? I saw that, and I kudos to you on that. So far,
it's a little early for that. But 20 snaps.
Hey, watch this. Isn't it wild that Smith and Uche are getting more than what Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt are given?
Oh man. Xander, you will join the bald gang soon. I can't wait. I might just chop it. One day I'm going to show up. It's going to be shot. It's going to be glistening, baby, like the freaking sun. It's going to be looking good.
Start calling you cue ball.
Yeah, it's fine by me. I don't really care. All right, here we go. We got some more. Devin says, brought this up the other day, but just imagine if we had a coach who could play call. It wouldn't matter who's OCs. There wouldn't be as much much.
That has always been what a lot of people have said, that the big moccasin on the wall about Nick Sirianni is that you're always going to go through the revolving door. You're always going to have that. Chris Long mentioned that and said, hey, as long as that guy's not a play caller, and remember, he sucks as a play caller, as long as you have that, Nicky is going to rely on, Kevin Patullo and Brian Johnson. Mr. Inexperience.
Yeah, why'd you have to hit me with something that these guys are going to clip? You hit me with the wearing you. That is the worst comment you ever could have dropped.
Oh my God. Oh wait, I forgot. That's right.
I never thought that'd be the end.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
All right, yeah, we got a couple more I got to get to. Christopher, what's up, Christopher? I got to get out of here. I can't believe it's already 5 p.m. What the hell? Christopher says, just me, or am I the only one hoping the Colts shit the bed and we bring Shane back as offensive coordinator? That ain't happening, my friend. I'm right with you, Z. D has been good, but the O is 23 vibe.
I got a question for you.
If he gets fired as a head coach there, he'll be hired as a head coach somewhere else. He's already proven enough with quarterbacks already.
And remember, he's in a psycho franchise.
He ain't going back to OC.
You don't think that if he got fired, it's a wild organization.
I think he would be another head coach.
Dave's not there.
I think he would be a head coach.
Another opportunity.
Yep, I do.
Somebody like Carolina would replace Dave Canales.
Exactly.
And bring
exactly like that. Somebody with a young quarterback, a Titans, a Panthers, somebody with a quarterback that they want to develop. They will
Or
hire.
if they
him.
fired Jonathan Gannon and they brought
Yeah, they got Kyler Murray. They're never going to go that far with that kid.
yeah, but he's a run style quarterback like he likes.
I do not. What? Wait a second.
They're 2-0 right now. I don't know.
And he just got rid of the run style.
Yeah, Connor's running the ball more.
Yeah, and they got Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Hey, did you see? Get this. To see the two free agents are playing. So again, 8 quarters. That Josh Sweat is like fucking killing it there. And Milton Williams is absolutely having a sensational start to the season. Mike Vrabel has singled him out every single week going, thank God this guy's here. He is one great football player. I mean, hey, dude, I thought there'd be a little bounce around, but those two guys are getting a lot of love from their coaches. And they say that these investments, again, eight quarters, not a lot to hang your hat on, but at least they're getting out of the gate in good style here. Kudos to Milton, man. I'm happy for Milton. Milton was a 3rd-round draft choice, and now he looks like he's a fucking star in New England now. And you got Ty Robinson. How you doing? Let's go. And you let that guy – would you re-sign that guy for $26 million?
Wait, I just realized something. Ty Robinson? That's the name of the dude that assassinated Charlie Kirk, isn't it?
It is.
They got the same name as that guy. That's a tough break. Imagine being your name Ty Robinson, and then there's a killer on the news who assassinated somebody publicly, and they're going to get the firing squad in Utah. Same name. Ooh.
Hey, you want to hear this? Break. That the head analyst and the lead play-by-play guy for the Baltimore Ravens, his name is Jerry Sandusky.
That's brutal too.
As long as Ty doesn't have the same Gumad, we're good.
Right. Here's Pumper. Uh-oh. Colin said a wide state. Hurts has more tush pushes than 10-yard passes. Tanner.
Oh, my God. Hey, what did you make of Kimmel getting blown out last night?
Who? Yeah, what'd you say? Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, what'd you make?
What, he got fired for his comments? Yeah. Good riddance. Goodbye, good riddance. I love people who are like, it's free speech, and then they're at the same time, and it's not, it's about private businesses. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. People didn't like what he said. They fired him. I don't know. I don't have a take on it. It's not my business. It's not my job. It's not my profession. You know?
Hey, when you have an opinion, be prepared to have the collateral damage when you have
an opinion. I mind the business that handles me. All right. I mind that. I worry about
where my feet are. I got you, man. I got you.
I think we got them all. Yeah,
good.
We got them.
Good. All right, Ice Cube.
Wait. We got one more. Juice. Right. Patullo has till week 6 to get his shit together. He's going to need security to walk to Philly. Wait, Juice. You just said to me, Juice, it's only game 2 of the preseason.
Hey.
Juice, what's happening, Juice?
You
changing up on me in 5 minutes?
Hey, Juice is going to start putting a for sale sign out Patullo's lawn. Do you think there's going to be anybody? Remember, what was it? 23? You think there's going to be people at the NovaCare with signs? Fire Patullo. How long before that?
Maybe.
Damn, my poor guy.
No.
Popo Patullo.
Poor guy. What are you talking about, poor guy?
Yep, you're right. Hey, I hope the guy wins.
Look at Josh. Houston's take has evolved, Xander.
Oh, my God.
Well done, Josh.
Hey, by the way, we got Carton tomorrow, too. Craig Carton's going to be on the program.
Yeah, you got Ice Cube coming up. Let me get out of here.
Hey, dude, we appreciate you, man. We will see you tomorrow.
I got some air maintenance to deal with.
Big Steve, we'll see you tomorrow, bro.
Later, man.
All right, man. We got to pay some bills here. By the way, bottom of the hour, we have the legendary Ice Cube joining us. So our good friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason. You know what that is? It is because they are winning, my good friends. They win. #1 injury law firm in America because they win with thousands of attorneys. Coast to coast, every time they see that name, Morgan & Morgan, you know that you're going to get the very best representation on any time that you guys have ever been injured. If you ever have been, this will be the easiest decision you will ever make in your life. Do me a favor. Please go to forthepeople.com. FOR/Big Sills or pound law 529. That's FORthepeople.com/Big Sills or pound law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sill sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Big Sill's National Football Show, bottom of the hour, the legendary Ice Cube will join us. Talk a little Big Three and also some sports with our friend, as we always do. We will catch up with him and talk again. I saw a guy in here. He posted, he goes, Ice Cube, you need the Ice Cube? No, Ice Tray. Who the hell do you think we're Ice Cube? Yeah, no, Ice Tray we're getting. Are you kidding me, man? I mean, yes, the Ice Cube. He's been on about 100 times already so far. Seals, my bad. I was talking about you acting like Sirianni moving. Hey, Eric, no, man. Hey, listen, I get it. You got great takes. I had to pull my car over. I was laughing so hard. Oh, yeah, no. This is what you do. Here's what's going to happen if Nick Sirianni at the next meeting, say the Eagles lose and drop this game to the Rams. You're going to see Nick doing this. Pretty soon at the press conferences, they're going to be asking him the question, hey, man, who's Kevin Patullo again? I missed out. Remember how he handled Brian Johnson? Hey, I really love my coaches. Yeah, no, we made a change on Sean Desai. He loved him Monday. He fired him Friday. What happened? Yo, Nick's not going to be sitting. Hey, Sue, I'm going to take a page out of Sue's dating life. Honey, this is Monday. Yeah, Johnny Bob or Johnny, how you doing? I really like you. You're really loving my life. And yeah. What, my other phone's ringing? Hang on. Hey, Johnny, I love you. Hang on. Boop. Hey, Frank, hang on. I'll call you back. Honey, I really love you. I really do. Holy cow. I'm in love with you. Boop. Hold on. Be right there. Johnny, listen, I'll call you Friday. It's Monday. I'll call you Wednesday. I love you very much. I got to get rid of this guy. I don't know how to get rid of this guy. I got to figure out how I'm going to get rid of him. I'll talk to you later. Johnny, I love you so much. Yeah, okay. Then by Friday, you're like, listen, it ain't working. You know how chicks let you down. Yeah, right? You know, when my wife's mad at me, you know what she does? She just takes her shoes and puts them in the truck. I know it's over. There's no words needed. If my wife, see, everything's cool. As long as my wife, everything, we've been married. By the way, we're a 35-year deal. This thing's like, it's terrible. So we're not going anywhere, right? So my wife is like, she just takes her shoe. If my wife takes her shoes and she leaves, there's problems. She loves her shoes. Okay? I think the jeans are a little bit behind the times now, so it's the shoes. If the shoes leave, she's gone. And I know there's trouble. And if the animals are gone. Shoes and the animals. Big Sil's got problems. So every day I see that, we're good. I go in the bedroom, check the closet. The shoes are still there. After 35 years, we're good. Got it. So don't reward your in-house guys. Yeah, that's a good business model. What the F? The point of staying if there's no room for advancement. Well, wait a minute here. What do you mean the point of staying? Playing and coaching in the NFL, you're gauged on your performances, not whether you're the next guy. And guess what Twiz wants to do? So in Twiz's opinion, he thinks elevating Brian Johnson and Kevin Patullo because they're in the building, that's good in-house policy. No, it's not. You hire the best guy possible for your players and for your people. So you hire an inexperienced guy for a Super Bowl championship offense. That's your opinion, Twiz? Coaches want to come here for advancement. Coaches want to come, get this. So you're going to give, in your opinion, he's cool with giving Jalen Hurts the 31st best offensive coordinator so that they can have advancement. Is that right? Twiz, you think giving a guy with training wheels experience as a play caller is good coaching? A guy who's never been the coach. A guy who's never called plays. A stepping stone. Look at this. This guy's had L's all day long. It's true. We're stepping stones for Steichen, Reich, and more. You had a guy that was brought in and had a year and a half. Guess what, folks? Steichen's the only guy that Jalen Hurts has had for a longer period of time of offensive coordinator because Nick sucked at it. He was 2-4. And in 21, they didn't go anywhere, but they saw advancement. And let's not forget something. In 22, they had 2 first-round picks. They weren't even sure yet that Jalen Hurts was the right guy to play quarterback for the Eagles. They had a deal on the table for Russell Wilson. They weren't even sure that Jalen was the guy. This is a fucking dumb take. So here, a stepping stone coach for a Super Bowl defending team. Name me one time that's happened. Name me any play. Did Tom Brady have coaches that were stepping stone coordinators? Did Patrick Mahomes have a stepping stone coordinator? Did Matthew Stafford have a stepping stone coordinator? No. No, they did not. All the quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls in the last 10 years, none of them had stepping stone coordinators. Not the same thing. Explain to me then, Jason, how it's not the same thing. Those teams don't win like we do. You're damn right, because you have the 23 where you failed, and right now out of the gate, you're failing also. Nice development of your quarterback. No wonder you can't develop any of them. Stupid. You want to give people, inexperienced people, coaching jobs to Jalen Hurts. It's the fucking dumbest thing on the planet. Those are terrible ideas. Hey, ask yourself this. You know it works? No, I don't. How many people? Okay, M. Reyes says it's working. How do you guys feel about Kevin Patullo so far out of the gate here as the offensive coordinator? How'd you feel about Brian Johnson as a coordinator in 23? Two guys that had never called plays. How do you guys feel about it? Let's see what you think about this guy. We asked him earlier. He laid an egg again. Ask yourself, okay, how do you feel about guys who have never been coordinators with Jalen Hurts? Cliff's not the head coach. He develops quarterbacks. Cliff Kingsbury develops quarterbacks. How do you feel? How do you feel about the offense? He says elevating people who don't know what they're doing are good. How do you think it works? Kevin Patullo. Just another yes man. What do you know? Oh, okay. At least Brian Johnson had play calling experience in Florida. Not bad. Nice knowledge. About as convenient as we were in Desai's with defense. Cliff develops Super Bowl MVPs. No, the guy down in New Orleans supposedly did. That's what you guys thought. I didn't think any of that. Super Bowl MVPs? Are you crazy? Hurts had a horrible passing year a year ago too, and he's off to another start this year. Jahan Dotson's having a better year than A.J. Brown. Sounds like you guys are right on your page. Kyler Murray hasn't advanced at all, and Daniels isn't. Wait a minute. Daniels isn't looking good, but Hurts is. Yeah, okay. I can't believe the offense looks like this, especially with a guy that's been with the team for 5 years. No shit, that's a great take, Messiah. The guy's been with the team with 5 years. 5 years he's been with the team. And the offense looks worse. Okay. Hey, but let's do what M. Reyes says. Let's give a guy who's never called a play the job. Oh, wow. Why do you go there? Why? Get this. I'm rewarding inexperienced people for being loyal in the coaching staff is so fucking dumb. Sills loves to argue just to argue. No. Guys, you're so butthurt when people are right to criticize. You can't criticize our guys because we're Amway's is 2-0. Yeah, you look like 2-0, just like you look 10-1. Fraudulent. You look more like a 1-1 team, or at least an 0-2 team. Oh, hey, by the way, let me count on drops. We're getting them a chance. Get this, Messiah. Here's what I don't like about this. We're giving them a chance. We shouldn't have given them another handout after that. Hey, listen, why would I give a guy a job that's never been at the head of the job with the best team in football. Why? Let me see something here. Let me go back and look at the list of quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls. And let me see how many of them have had first-year coordinators. Let's see. Super Bowl. By the way, Ice Cube's going to join us in a couple minutes. Here we go. Super Bowl list. Let's take a look at this. Let's go down the list here and see how many quarterbacks have had first-year guys that have won a Super Bowl. So let me go back for the last, 5 or 6 years. Let's just do that. The Eagles. Well, Kellen Moore's been a play caller. So he wins the Super Bowl. Kellen Moore. Andy Reid. Sean McVay. Bruce Arians. Andy Reid. Frank Reich, play caller. Brady. Josh McDaniel. Brady. Josh McDaniel. I mean, I went all the way back to 2012. No quarterback that won a Super Bowl has a first-year coordinator that never called plays. But you do. Oh, I wonder why. I mean, you're the only team that elevates people who have never called a play for a Super Bowl MVP. All you talked about, wait, what's this here? Let's see here. Here we go. All you talked about last year was Kellen being fired. Correct. I never thought Kellen Moore developed Jalen Hurts one bit. Absolutely. I didn't think he was that good. At least he was a play caller. I don't think he developed your quarterback. Your passing offense was 29th. And this year, get this. This year, you're 31st. Doesn't sound like much has improved so far. Is it still a trend that we win a Super Bowl, then we hire within, then we fail, and we hire outside? Make the Super Bowl loss our coordinators, correct? Hire from within, fail, then win with outside hires, Kellen Moore and Vic. Yeah. That's how you do it. You had to go outside the building. They passed them over a year ago. Weren't the Bucks going to interview Patullo a couple of years ago, and the Glazers said no? Yeah, because he had no experience. Yeah. And because Bruce Arians not that he didn't like him. He didn't think he had the experience for the job. Yeah. Bruce Arians, that's right. Bruce didn't hire him because he didn't think he had the experience. And Bruce wanted to make him a quarterback coach. Didn't want to put him in there. They just wanted to give Nick one more chance to make himself look. Why, though? Messiah, why? Ice Cube's going to join us in a couple minutes for a few minutes. Why, though? That doesn't make sense. Seals, did the Eagles even attempt to interview outside candidates for OC? No. Now, I will tell you one more time. Frank Reich was offered the job, and he said no. He didn't want to be an offensive coordinator. Frank was offered the job. He said it here. Go back and listen to the interview. It's posted. It's the one where he's the head coach of the Cardinals. He was offered the job, didn't want to be the OC. Then they went back to him and said, let's carve out a role. And that's when Andrew Luck came in and gave him a position inside the organization. Says Bobo is going to be fired by week 4. One of my bold predictions is that he'd be replaced, or he would be under massive heat. And I basically what I'm telling you is I don't think this is going to work. But it's 8 quarters. So why are we making the Mikey, answer that question for people. Why are you doing that again? And to Steve, see this right here? Really? You're 50-20. Why are you making the same mistake again? It doesn't make sense. I got a 50-20 team. I'm going to hire a guy who's never flown a plane and tell him to fly me across the country? That fucking doesn't make sense. Field of players would know and they support. No. So wait a minute. According to the great M. Reyes, A.J. Brown flip-flopped. He supported the hire, and now he's questioning the hire. It's fair to question the passing game. Now you got to start using that, M. Reyes, on A.J. Brown, because now he's questioning. It's fair to question, he said. Yeah, honestly, I don't think there – me too, Messiah. I don't think there is an answer. I don't get it. Now, again, here. I think there's more circumstances around it. Your pass protection is not that great. You're in the middle of the road. Your offensive line has not been playing that great. Okay? Hurts, I said it. I don't have a problem with Hurts. These starters have only been on the field for 2 games. Simmer down. Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that the Philadelphia Eagle offense has only been on the field for 2 games? Is that what you're saying? Name me a guy who hasn't been on the football field on that Philadelphia Eagle offense in the last 3 years. Let me see. Steen? Okay. Who else? Look at this. These starters have only been on the field for 2 games. That's a lie. That offense, 95% of the players have been on the field for the last 3 years. Goddard hasn't been on the field the last 3 years as a starting tight end. Is that right? Same offense from a year ago. No excuse. That's right. No excuses. Absolutely no excuses. Lori and Howie couldn't find another yes. That's correct. You ever wonder why they don't hire coordinators that they can't control? Now, look, it's easy to say that and then do this. To your point, hey, Sills, it's a winning formula. Okay. Don't expect your offense to be high-powered. You're acting like KP was the kicking coach. Well, he's sure coaching like he is. No, I can't do that because Michael Clay's actually a good coach. Sills, this pass game looked the same last year. We just had explosive runs. That's a football mind right there. That's a guy that gets it, Chris. Nicely done, dude. It's a great take. Okay? Sills, who do you think would have been a better OC available in 2025? I won't say the name, so we'll leave it alone there. And he would never have taken the job. So let me think. Would have been one of, I'll come up with someone here. Folks, I want to tell you something that Xander just told me. Dude, some of the clips that you guys have been telling me, we're getting like 25 to 30,000 people on our Facebook because we're on all the platforms. And I can't thank you guys enough, man. We had the one Michael Irvin one, got over 35,000 views on it. And I mean, we go across all the platforms too, like, Twitter and Facebook, the Facebook one. You guys go back and rewatch all the videos, man, and it's really dope. And we appreciate it. By the way, Craig Carton's going to join us tomorrow, and we will have him. Also, next week, John Gruden's going to join us, and we're going to talk with him. Man, every time I get a chance to talk to Ice Cube, man, there's always something going on in the world of sports, too. Now, I wonder how he feels about his boy Tom Brady being in the booth there. You know, he's getting a lot of crap, and he's not part of the club. That's why Ice Cube is the man, because he's not part of the club. Big Three basketball, my friend Amy Trask is telling me, make sure you tell him Big Three's kicking ass. Without further ado, our friend Ice Cube joins us now, and here he is. We appreciate him coming aboard. Cube, how you doing, man?
What's up, Dan? How you feeling?
Talk to me, man. Big Three, how's it going this year so far for you, man? I mean, it's growing, right?
It's great, man. We had a great summer. We was all over culture. You know, everybody in sports was talking about the Big Three. And, you know, we had an epic season. You know, our ratings was up 26% from last year. And, you know, can't ask for more than that. You know, fans love it.
Expansion. You know, are we looking at expansion too? You know, people in Philly, let's go here, man. They want to get one of them Big Three teams in here, man. I mean, what do you think? Expansion.
Hey, put a group together, man, and grab one of these teams. Man, we love to play in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got all that big money, you know what I mean? Spread it around, man. Put a group together.
But expansion, you're looking to grow it, right?
Yes, definitely, always. You know, that's the objective. Every league is to continue to grow, continue to, you know, figure out what the fans want and provide exactly what the fans want. You know, I think is, you know, as far as investments, you know, this is a hockey stick. You know what I mean? It's like it's only going up. And so we feel like, hey, you know, if we find some great people who want to own a team and can add to the league as far as, you know, helping us grow this thing, you know, we're all ears.
How's the tour going? I know that you're kind of like trying to match it up. I know you're going to be down to Tampa real soon too. So I got all my boys down there getting ready because I do a morning radio show down there. And I told them, I said, listen, Cube's coming to town, man. I'll tell you, my wife and I have been to your concert when you're over at Del Mar. Mm-hmm. And I bring it up to people. I go, hey, listen, man, just remember, if you go to an Ice Cube concert, man, you might hear some things in the crowd out there. You just got to remember when you go to a Cube concert, man. My wife goes like this, Cube. I got to tell you one more time. So some shots went off. My wife goes, we ain't leaving. What are you, crazy? This is Ice Cube, man. So how's the tour coming?
The tour's going along great, man. We just started in Denver, and then last night, Salt Lake City, and, you know, celebrating 40 years in the game. You know, we just had a party, man. You know, it was a 2.5-hour get down, and we just, you know, kept it rolling, had a lot of fun, you know, went through the history, you know, going through my history. You know, 4 decades is a long time to be in the game. And so I'm proud, you know, that I think fans really walked away, you know, with a great feeling about being an Ice Cube fan.
I'm a huge one. You know that. You tell me, Cube. How many hits did you leave? How many hits did you leave in the trunk?
Man.
With NWA, man. How many hits did you think you left in the trunk with Dre and all you guys? Do you think you guys really never fulfilled what you thought you could have been there with NWA?
Of course not. You know, we had solo albums. You know, I had a solo album, you know, kind of, you know, ready to jump in and do my solo album. And Ren, you know, he was going to do one, you know, all under Ruthless, all under Dre's production and Yella. And so we left, you know, at least 3 or 4 good albums on the table.
Man, I can't imagine what that thing would have looked like if you guys had stuck together there. Your journey, what's the most poignant thing that you can tell people? Because I compare you to an athlete too. Because Cube, you got to keep persevering. People tell you you're not going to do it. You can't do it. So your journey's a lot like athletes who have to hear people say you're not good enough. Hey, listen, you don't do this right. Hey, you got to do this. You got to. What would be the one thing that you would tell people that would be the most important lesson that you learned in your journey?
You got to believe in yourself. You know, if you believe in yourself and you follow your gut and your instincts, you're able to live with the results. But if you listen to somebody and they steer you in the wrong direction and you lose out, that's very hard to live with. That's very hard to live with. So you have to, do what you feel is best for you at the time and stand on it, believe in it. And win, lose, or draw, just you can live with the results when it was your decision.
For you, you're not part of the club. You make that very, very known that you're not part of it. How hard has that been not being part of the club? Because if you're part of the club, it sounds to me like your yellow brick road's a little easier, and you don't have to go through a rocky road, and you don't have to go through maybe some bad off ramps on that road to get where you want to get to. How tough has it been for you to go, no, yes, no, that's not working for me, I'm not doing that? How tough has that been for you?
It's been actually very easy. It's been easy money because, when you're part of the club, people have you do things that you don't really necessarily believe in. And since you're part of the club, you got to go along with it. But when you're your own person, when nobody can tell you what to do, when to do it, besides maybe your boss who's paying you, but I'm talking about, peers outside, guys that you're in some club with, could tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and you better do it. That's the harder road for somebody like me. So I love doing things my way. Can't nobody call me and tell me to do nothing I don't want to do, and I feel obligated. So that makes me sleep good at night.
I've got to ask you about this latest controversy with Jimmy Kimmel. And, my wife tells me this all the time because, Cube, I've been fired for controversial comments that I've made. I'm one of them guys that walks to the edge. I believe that last.
Me too.
Hey, Cube, you know what? Listen, man, I walked to the edge. I walked to the edge, and you know what? I've gone over the edge, and I've been fired for that stuff because we've been controversial. We've been known for that. And, if you have an opinion on something, be prepared for the ramifications and the collateral damage that's going to be with those comments that you make and for making a stand. We look at Charlie Kirk here. Obviously, the ultimate price was paid there. We saw Jimmy Kimmel. He had an opinion. He lost his gig. So, if you have an opinion, man, be prepared for the collateral damage that could come with it. But for a guy like you that's in the industry, how do you see what's going on over these last 10 days here with both what you've seen with Charlie Kirk and also what you saw last night with Jimmy Kimmel?
You don't never want to see nobody get murdered because of their opinion. That to me is tragic. No matter how you look at it, somebody who has an opinion and you get killed over it. That can happen to anybody. That can happen to any one of us. So that's crazy. But also, you don't want to see nobody get fired over their opinion either. People should be able to say what they feel. And comedians, we used to give them a space where they can go into these controversial areas and, try to make sense out of it, just try to make us laugh or whatever. So, in some ways, freedom of speech has always been under attack, and it continues. People, some people don't care about the facts; they only care about their feelings, and we believe in facts over feelings. So we just got to fight for what we believe in.
Boy, I'll tell you, you go back to listen to those NWA tracks that you had. If anybody fought for freedom of speech and the First Amendment rights to do what you want, Uncle Luke is my boy. And Uncle Luke, I'll tell you what, I used to do security for him, and I'm doing security for the guy, and this guy would get off the stage, and Cube, he's getting arrested for the words that he's saying on stage, and me and the Hurricane guys are watching this, and we're going like, that can't be right, man. So somebody that's been in the game like you, man, it must impact you a lot more, especially since you've been fighting for your First Amendment rights since you've been putting out the plastic, right?
Yeah, no doubt. It's a continuous fight. there's no reason, there's no time to rest. It's a very sensitive world, and just because it's sensitive, that doesn't mean it's not up to hear what it needs to hear when it needs to hear it. We can't turn into a world where we can't speak the truth, and we all turn into robots. No, thank you.
Couple last questions here for you, Cube. I emailed Adam Silver and I said that I was getting you on, and he goes, "What's going on now? Ice Cube still mad at me?" I go, I never heard Ice Cube say he was ever mad at you. No. I said the only thing he's mad at you about is that you're stealing his idea. And he goes, "I'm not." And I've known him because I went to school with his wife in Connecticut, so I knew his wife. She went to the same high school as me. And so we've been friends for a long time. He goes, "We're not taking his idea." I go, "I don't know, man. I watch your three and I watch the big three, man. I see the same thing." You think that ever comes together where you and the NBA ever get on the same page?
We would love to. I have no hard feelings with Adam. I know, for him, it's business. He has to look out for his interests. Of course, I have to look out for my interests, but I don't believe we're, worlds apart. I think we're very complementary to each other. I think there's a lot that, of course, the NBA could do for the big three. And I think there's a lot that the big three can do with the NBA and for the NBA, and to help, grasp the culture like they, once had a hold of. And so, I just think, we shouldn't let hard feelings get in the way of such positivity. And how many people and players and, the whole ecosystem of basketball could really benefit from us coming together and not trying to do this separate.
All right. I got a last one here for you. I know you knew Al. I knew Al. I worked for Al Davis, and Amy Trask is both one of our dearest friends. And Tom Brady bought a piece of the pie, man. I could see Ice Cube with a piece of the pie of the Raiders one day, man. I mean, could you imagine that? A piece of the pie for the man who wore Raider gear back in the deal. I mean, Cube, is that ever on the horizon for you, man? They're now opening up the doors to have some percentage owners now, and with equity companies go in there and try to do it. Would you ever think about doing something like that?
Nah. I love being president of the Raider Nation. It's a beautiful position to be in. It's a lifetime term, so I prefer to be a fan and to cheer and not be part of the business. I wish everybody luck. I think Tom Brady coming over could help. I think we got to try everything at this point. And so, I'm looking forward to them, righting the ship, getting everything back where it's supposed to be. And, I'll continue my position here as the president of the nation.
All right, I want to sneak one last one in on you here. Give me your favorite Raider of all time. I knew all these dudes. I knew Alzado like you guys did. I knew Matuzak. I knew all these guys from back in the day, Art Shell and Gene Upshaw. I worked for Gene. He was the Players Association president at one time. Who is Ice Cube's favorite Raider of all time?
Marcus Allen.
Why Marcus Allen? Him and Al kind of like had that whole Bo Jackson deal. Why Marcus Allen?
I mean, he's from, he's from Diego.
Yep.
He played for SC. He brought a Heisman Trophy to SC. And, he played for the Raiders in Los Angeles. He never played for the Oakland Raiders.
That's
and
right.
He brought a championship to Los Angeles, the first Super Bowl to LA in football. So, I have a special place in my heart for Marcus Allen. To me, he's the top, and he's my favorite Raider.
That's right. He went to Lincoln High School in San Diego.
Yeah.
And then he went on to win. I want to say Rashaan Salam also went to that high school, and he won a Heisman Trophy also. They had 2 Heisman Trophy guys at that high school there too. Yeah. So, hey man, do you have the movie? You have anything still with Doc Ellis? Or you guys still? You got that on like in the freezer?
Yeah, we're trying to get it. We're trying to get it made. It's an independent movie. You got to find a real baseball buff to cash in for that. So we're still looking for the right finances for that movie, but we still want to make it. We just don't think we can make it with a studio because they'll mess it up.
Absolutely. You tell your kid too, by the way. I know he's a big wrestling fan. You let me know, man. I'm hooked up over there with those WWE guys like you guys are. But Cube, man, continue to tour. Big 3 continues to kill it. You're always a dear friend to us, man. I mean, we're honored always when you're here with us. Thank you so much, and God bless you, brother.
Anytime, Dan. Take it easy.
You got it. The legendary Ice Cube. Great stuff, man. I love getting him on, man. He is such a good friend. Holy cow. That is good stuff, huh? Getting the legendary Ice Cube on. How you doing? Let's pay some bills here, all right? Our good friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason. You know what that is? They win. Simple as that, my friends. Thousands of attorneys from coast to coast. And the #1 reason that they are here on the Dan Sileo Show is the same reason that Ice Cube comes on the show, because we all connect. How you doing? Just like that. If you're ever injured, do me a favor. Log online and go to forthepeople.com/bigsills or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/bigsills or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sills sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
A.J. Brown's calling out Kevin Patullo and Jalen Hurts. I told you it'd only take 3 games. Checkmate. It only would take 3 games. And A.J. Brown saying the ball being there on time. Wait a minute. Hold on here. I got to hear this again here. Hold on here, man. A.J. Brown. And he's calling Kevin Patullo out. So let me get this right here. Hold on here. Holy cow. Right again. This is like a media dump here on me. Hold on here. Let me see. Here, hang on. Getting on the same page. We need to be. Jalen, he's winning the catch. Throwing the catch. What is the same page?
That's a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Being there at the right time.
Being there at the right time.
So it's just, being a sync. So that's when I said communication.
Communication's a problem. Coordinator. No comment.
Do you think that there's any
Last one. Bob Lane came in and parachuted in. Holy shit. Bob Lane came in and parachuted in to save the day. No comment. Oh, wow. Holy cow. This is fabulous, man. Only in Philadelphia, one of the funnest teams I've ever seen to cover in my life. It only took A.J. Brown. By the way, I have now become officially an A.J. Brown fan. He's calling people out, and you know what he's doing too? He's validating the ball being there at the right time. Says the quarterback's not getting it done. He's thinking this is on the quarterback. The communication's the coach. He's calling both the quarterback and the OC out. Holy shit. A.J. Brown. I now officially an A.J. Brown fan. He's doing everything up to. Hey, by the way, hey, M. Reyes, all the bullshit that you've been saying and everyone else in here, A.J. Brown's calling him out now. All the shit that I've been saying for 8 quarters, A.J. just called him out. Checkmate. He's out of here. Hey, they may trade his ass. Get this. Don't worry, sonny boy. Xander, send it to me. That's why we're called media and you're called, well, in here. How you doing? AI fake news. Really? You see that? He don't want to believe it. You know why? He's a palm waver. He's a palm waver. That's who this guy is. A palm waver. Oh, man. Sills, will the stumping last until the football Friday? Who do you think would have been? I'll have to take a look at that, who was available. I will. Bob Lane came parachuting in. Last question. M. Reyes is calling, he called me a liar. Now he's calling Big Z one. Because he doesn't want to hear the truth. Sorry, sonny boy. Now you're calling Xander a liar. Yeah, I may get faked on being punked when it comes to being AI. He ain't. I know that. I trust him big time. No question about it. I got a problem with Xander sending me anything and me talking about it, you can. Hey, M. Reyes, by the way, AI is a tricky subject. Bro, AJ fucking said it. Bob Lang said, last question. That's enough. Did you hear that? That's the last question. That's enough. He was talking to AJ. Dude, hold on here. Let me get this here. Eagles, AJ Brown calling out Jalen Hurts, calling out Jalen Hurts and OC Kevin Patullo. Kevin Patullo and Bob Lang saying that's enough. Bob Lang saying last question. Last question. That's enough. That's enough. Hey, I love it when I get validated and vindicated. It's wonderful. I told you this was going to be a problem. It only take them 3 games. How you doing? That's exactly what's just happened here. Holy cow, it's like a media dump here. Eagles, AJ Brown calling out Jalen Hurts. Oh, I got to put and OC Kevin Patullo. And Bob Lang saying, last question. That's enough. Hey, Bob, why don't you let people speak? I thought there was freedom of speech. Wow. Man. Trolley, people will run with the ball Hey, he's right. Come on, dog. M. Reyes, I think you need some new material, Junior. Okay? Think you need some new material because Big Sills has been right on. I want to thank my friend Ice Cube for coming aboard, and I want to thank my new Bobo, AJ Brown. I got to thank my new Bobo. My new Bobo's AJ. AJ, I want to thank you. And hey, the football gods have put you here for me. What a show this is going to be tomorrow, too, because this thing will pick up steam, and I'll make sure I throw flames on it tonight. And I'm going to throw flames on it, and it's going to be a flamethrower. It's going to be you're going to think like you're seeing like a flamethrower tomorrow. Holy cow. AJ Brown has started. Communication sucks with the OC, and the quarterback's not getting the ball out on time. And get this, according to Bob Lang, that's enough. Last question. We got Rams this weekend, baby. Football tonight. I got the Superman tonight. I got the Bills by 10 points tonight. How you doing? Have a great one. See you tomorrow, 2 to 6. Z and Joe, thank you. Be prepared tomorrow. You bet the flamethrower known as Big Sills will be back. How you doing? And have a good one.